but is symbolized by corruption. And there's a symbol associated with that, which you have seen having visited the temple.
We saw it in Karsk, right? They had different symbolism for
Correct.
this god than we did.
Yes. So near the hilt of the sword, you'll see briefly traced in silver that same symbol. And there's a 10-foot radius light that springs up around her.
Like a bright light, like sunlight, or is it like a?
Not sunlight, but it's not as bright as like full sunlight, but it's brighter than a torch.
Is it similar to the sort of light that we've seen our wizard do?
Yeah, actually not dissimilar, but of course it's not a beam, it's a sphere.
It's radiant, yeah.
Yeah.
And
there's a subtle change that comes over her.
Uh-oh.
She's kind of radiant.
Mm-hmm. Just kind of hesitantly, ask, is everything all right?
So she doesn't immediately respond, but you'll notice all around the camp that everyone is kind of looking in your direction at this point. Or I shouldn't say everyone, but 10-foot radius ball of light pops off in the middle of camp. Everybody kind of goes, "What the hell? What's going on over there?"
Yeah.
Okay, so it passes in a couple of rounds, and she wraps the blade up again and kind of clears her head and says, "I think I need to go visit the historian." She seems a little bit out of sorts.
And it's a big, the last sword we found had some unfortunate possessive qualities. So we should take a look at this. Take it seriously. And again, I don't know if Tind has the abilities to help with that. I know that Tind had kind of tag teamed curse stuff, but I don't know that Tind has the means to detect anything like that.
You can refer to the character sheet. Where is the character sheet? There it is.
I mean, I have it up and I'm looking at it, but I don't see a detect curses. So
yeah,
or detect possession.
Yeah, calm spirits, life mastery, concussions, and purifications. I don't know that there's anything there that would.
It hasn't come up with 10 before, so I wouldn't assume they have
you
that.
had a cleric there who could check for curses.
Yeah. Well, if we're going to the historian, probably follow along with, and then, depending on what the historian says, go grab the other people that'll be able to help out here.
You do know that I can detect curses, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But I want to see what the historian's going to say first before.
Just check it.
Because if the historian's just going to take care of it, then it's okay. It's fine. Yeah. I would rather him spend his resources than you spend yours.
I'm asleep. I told y'all when I got back to camp, the first thing I was doing sleeping. I was almost out of power when we got back.
Okay. All right. So, um, most of the people right around the campfire here, in addition to several others, kind of follow behind, and everybody's kind of eavesdropping on the goings on. And she takes the blade into the historian, and she says, I think they found something. And he kind of looks at it and looks pretty plain to me. And she says, take a closer look. And he kind of looks at her, and he looks at everybody kind of following, and says, oh, very well, put it down on the table. And he starts casting some spells at it. And so, yeah, well, you can make scan rolls again.
68.
Oh my God, where's the 4? Who's that?
No, that was
That
me.
would
I
be
accidentally clicked the reroll.
the
Oh,
4 would be for Tind.
oh my
Oh, he
God.
actually rolled a 4 as well. Wow.
All right. So Tindo will notice that every spell that, and so the historian starts out, with a pretty low level spell. You're not quite sure what it was, but you notice right away that as the spell reaches out toward the blade, it fails. You can see how to put it. Yeah, as the energy of the spell reaches toward the blade, you can see it dissipate, and he will use ever and greater means of detections or identifications, and everything he uses will fail. And he looks sort of questioningly at the lieutenant, and she'll here. She puts her hand on the hilt, and you can again see the outline of the symbol of Lorath, which fades again. And let's see if he sees that. Okay, he didn't see that, but he does cast another spell, and this time it does reach through, and his he yeah, his eyes kind of widen a bit, and then they'll narrow, and he'll cast some additional spells, and Yeah, he'll say, this is truly an amazing find. It appears to be a holy weapon.
Downcat guided our path.
Alexander will ask what a holy weapon is, or to explain what do you mean by that?
Looks like it was blessed by Lorath.
He'll nod. The
Like personally?
I'm
feeling better.
That's a little more difficult to tell, but certainly the
15 minutes.
people involved in its manufacture
Of course I do.
were guided by her.
Wow.
Only one truly blessed by her would ever stand a chance to even use this thing properly. And he looks kind of questioningly at the lieutenant.
Why she got blessings?
Hey,
She's truly lawful good.
the people of the faith.
Wasn't
found
her
everywhere.
sister like a priest or oh, I'm not there. Sorry.
Nope, you're not there. What was that, Brian? Can anybody make out what he said?
No, not really.
Okay. Right. So he says, why don't you hold on to that? And she's like,
Come in and help us clear this place out with that thing. It's chosen you.
kind of looks
I'll
back
I'll
at
clap
you.
her on the back. Yeah, I'll clap her on the shoulder.
She's clearly uncomfortable, but
The evil eye.
yeah, she'll pick it up. We need to find a sheath for it. You didn't find a sheath? Says the old man.
No, I
Mm-mm.
pulled it
No.
out of a heap of other mound of weapons and armor and sand.
Well,
A whole room full of them.
everybody kind of looks at you. There's a room full of, and everybody points at you. Of that?
Oh, well, maybe not of that. That might be the only one like that. But there's a room full of stuff. Really old stuff.
Extraordinary.
That the miners
Why
found.
didn't you take everything?
Oh, yeah. There's. How do I explain that? There's an intelligence there, protecting it, and it's got this magic beam thing that shot our friend. So going in there doesn't seem safe at the moment. We don't know how it works yet.
Didn't we bring out like the corpse of a goblin that had been shot by that thing?
Did
I
we
think
drag
so.
it out?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
You either reported on it or you brought it out. I don't recall at this point.
I thought specifically Runt was complaining because we were dragging the corpse out and he was the one carrying it.
We did. We took a corpse out with us.
Okay.
So yeah,
we can
would
show
make reference
the blast hole. Yeah.
the wounds on this goblin are the same that were created by this thing in defense.
Defense of what?
A gate.
Wait. So both the lieutenant and the mage have sort of a puzzled look as they look at the two of you. The report from before didn't mention anything about an intelligence or something defending. What? So, can you be a little more clear about what exactly it is you're talking about?
Alexander will look frightenedly at Tindo.
We don't have
say
a
too
lot
much?
of details there.
Well, how do you know there was an intelligence?
It spoke.
It spoke, but
Okay.
did not respond when questioned. Right? Because we had said things back, right?
Yes, we tried to
Yeah.
talk to it.
Yeah.
What did it say? Says the old guy.
Oh, wait.
See if I can remember it slightly verbatim. Nope, can't. Something about a gate.
So they're both looking at you. And the people behind you are all sort of going, yeah, there's some
Let me see if it's some
kind of whispering. What the hell?
I mean, we could.
I remember something about the fourth corner of the Circle of Stolf, and I'll look at the historian as I say it, see if he reacts to those names.
He most certainly does. He says, Lieutenant, get your men. Now. She's like, what?
Yeah, what's going on, historian? Don't know his name. Find it.
Okay, so she will walk out, issuing orders to prepare to go into the mines.
Yeah, I'll call out to the historian asking what's going on. Wait, why are we? I thought you wanted us to continue clearing stuff out before everyone else went in. What's so big about this Stolf place?
I'm so glad I'm not there.
Alexander's got a fun time translating this.
After the overthrow of Forg, a great deal of effort was taken upon the part of a group of magic users to create places that would be very difficult for the more dangerous items that Forg and others had produced during the wars. They were led by an individual named Stolf. His group, shall we say, became known as the Circle of Stolf. They
That's
made
exactly the issue.
several such vaults. If, in fact, you have found one, it could well lead to incredible advances in our knowledge of magics in general. He's saying this as he's preparing some things to go into the mine. And he hurries out as the lieutenant is getting a group of guards together.
Okay, I'll run back to the party and start waking everybody up.
Okay.
What did you do now, Alexander?
I
Just got to sleep.
Well, I kind of told the guard and the historian about what's going on. And you know that
Yes,
cool sword I
exactly.
found? I gave it to the guard lady, and apparently it's picked her. So now she's like blessed. So now whenever she picks it up, it like glows. So we showed the historian that, and now
Because
the
we're ready
historian
to
knows
address
about
them. We have to get rid of
the
that
fourth
freaking spider witch.
corner of the circle of stealth, and he's freaking out. So everyone's going into the mine now.
They are intent on seeing the vault, as they called it.
In fact, this is exactly why he didn't bring it up.
So why don't we just let the giant spider eat them all, and then we can go back and clean up?
Honestly,
We should let them know that we haven't finished clearing it out.
You haven't told them?
we kind of did.
You mean right before you started the gold rush?
No, they didn't really ask about it. They were just, they heard what they wanted to hear, as wizards are often wont to do.
Bruce, did I get any sleep at all?
Maybe a couple hours.
So, God, now I have to do math. Jeez.
Math approves.
11 divided by 24 times
That's pretty
2.
good.
Great. Can I round 0.91 to 1 power?
Yes.
Great. I can heal you guys.
Yeah, once Wes is
twice.
up and hears and understands what's going on,
Use
he'll
them
try to
wisely.
get to and talk with the lieutenant.
Maybe we
And I
should
get
just
up and start getting dressed.
get them to not
One of those,
go
whoa,
running
whoa.
in just yet.
There is
That
a
would be
spider
better.
witch
That
still
would be a
in
job
there,
for Wes.
active. Almost took all of us out. It's not safe for anybody to go back in.
The guy who left out
That's
these
our job.
poignant
If you want
details.
to fire us, go right ahead. Then they'll step to the side.
Yeah.
Wes can speak noble. He can't.
Oh my god.
Well,
I
we
actually
also
agree with
didn't-
you. It was good of you to not bring it up. But
we didn't have a chance, or we didn't really have an option once the sword started to glow. That really wasn't something we were expecting in terms of a retelling of what happened.
would one of you find people, and I stare at Alexander while I'm saying this, please go and get
bite
me
my
some
lip.
coffee.
True, and we were hired to keep
What's
things
coffee?
safe in there for him.
I
He
am
goes in
sure
there,
that there is
something's
some
gonna happen.
caffeinated beverage in fantasy
Oh, out here.
times that qualifies as coffee. You
Yes.
know what the hell I'm talking about.
It's called coffee.
Correct.
Otherwise, I could stick my finger in an electrical socket, but we don't have that either.
Is that the spider
Oh.
witch?
No, we do not.
Somebody can make one.
That's true, actually. Somebody could make one. But
Okay, so what are we doing?
I'm getting my armor on since apparently I'm going back into the damn cave again.
Yeah, I'm grabbing everything.
Okay.
Tind will join with that as well. I think that would be in breach of contract, actually, if you went in there before we cleared it out.
Which would mean we would get to keep the sword, except we gave it away!
And that's what we're here for.
I don't think that's quite how that would work out.
Oh, it's not at all how that would work
It was
out.
a
But I'm
sword
not
worshiper,
awake
by the
yet,
way.
so I can be irrational.
We did bring that up.
Oh.
We'd probably lose the dragon that way, too.
So she'll take a deep breath and say, well, as I understand it, the historian is in command of this expedition. Not exactly, she says. Our job is to keep him safe. Your job
Oh, that's
was
true.
to clear things out such that we could then go in and investigate further.
But
I don't even know if we
And
have
it
a
appears
job.
as though you have discovered something of significant interest.
But
So what
our
she's
contract
saying...
was also
So-
contingent on his safety.
No, what
So
she
we
is...
do have a vested interest.
Wait. So what I'm hearing from you is that the historian
Russ is not
just
gonna
told
let
us
her
that
go
we
yet.
have fulfilled
Yeah.
the contract. Is
What he
that
said.
correct? We cleared the area until he felt it was safe for him to go into it. So the moment he sets foot in that cave, the contract is fulfilled. Is that correct?
Don't know that I would interpret it quite like that, but rest assured that your responsibility as to his person falls still within the
Not power,
contract,
no.
but simply to mean that you are an auxiliary of my detachment, which is to say that it is his personal safety is my responsibility, not yours.
So if he goes in there and he is has the misfortune of coming across this witch, and things don't go well,
I'm sorry, I missed
are
part
we
of
held
that.
responsible?
I understand that you've just come out that you're tired from your prior engagement. As a consequence, I will not require you to join us, but you may do so voluntarily.
Not to split hairs,
Yes.
but we have to go in there with you because we're the only people who know our way around.
Did you?
Alexander will offer to lead it.
I don't believe we gave anybody a map.
We do. We found one, didn't we?
I am sure you're quite capable of providing instructions on how to get there. As I said, if you wish to come along, you may, but it is not required.
I
Yeah, Alexander's going.
I appreciate that, but there's no way in the hells that we're not going to come along.
As you wish.
Runt is just
No,
like
no, it's not at
grumbling.
all what I wish, but by this point I should be dressed.
This fucking bullshit.
Do we have any potions, by the way, that can give somebody power?
Not that I'm aware of.
No cans of Jolt. No. Okay. Just checking. I'm not at all kidding when I say I don't have a lot of oomph. So Tindo might.
The oomph is the friends you made along the way.
Those are Oompa
You mean the ones that show up at your funeral? Yeah, okay. Actually, Tindo has a lot of oomph left, so I don't feel so bad now. All right, sure, let's do this.
Runt will interject. I mean, can't we just let them go in? Like,
okay,
they're more well equipped.
There are two flaws to this. There are two flaws to that. One, I will tell you, I would want nothing more than to be able to do that. However, one, if something bad happens to them, we're going to get blamed for it. Because we're the outsiders. It's easy for them to blame us.
But if something bad happens to them, we just go home and never talk about
something
it again.
Bad has to happen to all of them. The second thing, which I think would be nearer and dearer to your heart, if they find something cool in there, we don't get any of it. So they're going to take credit for all of our work.
But if something bad happens to them, none of it gets found.
Something bad would have to happen to all of them.
And I think it will.
I'm pretty sure there will be some straggler who staggers out of that mine in about 24 hours, barely clinging to life.
Runt gives you a look that really says, well, if it's just one...
Yes, you know we can't do that. Much as we'd like to. And I would really like to. However, we can't do that. Now, what we can do is remember that we are going into these mines with a whole bunch of meat shields. So, and people who frankly have more spell power than we do.
Wes is not going to allow them.
So we don't have to do all the fighting. We just have to be there to take the credit. So it's not like we're going to be doing this all by ourselves, just mostly by ourselves.
Wes's intent is to drag them underneath every single spider hole.
While all of this is going on, the party has assembled.
Yeah, watch out! There's a spider hole.
The entrance to the mine, and I will give you the benefit of the doubt that you are having this conversation in rather hushed tones.
I was about to make a point of that, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think Runt would openly talk about murdering their stragglers in mixed company.
They need to understand.
He's dumb, but he's not an idiot. I mean, he's an idiot, but he's not
dumb.
One of those
and when we get through the spider caverns with all the bodies that were spun up, make sure we point all those out.
He may not be smart, but he does have a little low cunning.
It's pretty much a straight shot down where we have the 3 spider bodies.
Go with that.
He's used
and then we kind of head up north.
You don't talk about certain things around certain people.
Right. like the subject of
The
your
spider bodies or
assassination.
the desiccated bodies or both?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we did have a long
Oh,
conversation
good.
about how nobody's going to come back alive and it's going to be our fault. So, yeah. That would be a little. That would be subtle voice.
Look at the size of that baby.
And I do think we should make an effort to convince them that no, it'll still be there in a day or two. Go back, calm down, because this is all gold fever.
Who's moving the party?
Well, the
party
mage
icon,
is
I just saw it.
certainly making his way.
Because it was following the path.
He
That's all
kind
I-
of looks
as far as I
back
could
at the
tell.
camp and kind of shrugs his shoulders
Go
and
up,
marches
north.
in.
There you go.
All by
A little tunnel
himself?
to the northeast, northwest.
Well, as he
There
goes
we
in,
go. As we're
the
going through.
guards
And then
form up
north.
ahead. Well, they will move
Around the
ahead of him.
rocks.
So
Through the little crevasse.
the guard will be comprised of
Go
the
ahead and stop there.
lieutenant, a couple of
Over there, we're
other
pointing it out.
sword and
Yeah.
shield type, and two others who also have sword and shield, but
Wes was
are
going.
carrying
Wes is by lieutenant, so he's pointing
crossbows.
stuff out. We'll make sure that happens.
So 4 soldiers, the lieutenant, and the historian.
Correct.
Remember, I have to point out all these spider holes.
Okay.
We should definitely follow them. Absolutely.
Yeah,
we
Alexander's
are.
sticking to West.
Including through that
with a
1.5 foot
cocktail
high
or
tunnel.
two.
Just
This is like first
there's
bull
a tunnel
run.
in between the
let
3
them
spider
lead the
bodies
way.
and a spider nest. 4 foot, 2 foot, 1.5, and then 6.
Look, there's a spider hole.
It is. It's way down the southwest.
We didn't get a chance
the
to clear
work
that
we
one.
did.
Don't forget, Wes. We didn't get a chance to clear that one out yet.
No, this is the right way.
But I'm just saying, everyone, we haven't had a chance to clear them out yet. There could be a spider up there. Be careful.
Yes,
I
but if you
almost
look
got
at where
disappeared.
the party icon is right now.
I doubt
my
that we
team
can
there.
scare them out, but
We have to get there from here.
the one that survives needs to understand
Right, but
that we
that's
did
after you
give them
come down
every opportunity to
through
not die.
this section here, where it's 1.5. Pull up the map so you can see the whole
Okay.
thing. Yeah, near where the 3 spider bodies are. Yep,
Yep.
that's right.
Yep. Yep.
I just wanted to
And
put
the
point out
bodies are still there,
these
by the way.
uncomfortable positions that we have been through.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's going to get low here.
The
It's going to get lower.
bodies, the
Get ready, it's
bodies
gonna
of
get
the
lower.
spiders that you have killed are still there.
Get on your knees.
So when we get up to them, I'm going to go all Steve Irwin. You know, look at
Crikey,
these
what a
beauties
beaut!
with their razor sharp teeth. That thing
Just have
could have
been
carried
horizontal.
away a small soldier.
I'm in danger.
Yeah, if you want to go all Ralph Wiggum at that point, that would be good too.
What party?
Black cats at the head and get through the whole body can.
So how are they going? How are they doing this?
They're walking.
No, but I'm saying, how are they knowing where to turn?
They're asking directions as you go.
Oh, so we're now going as a group. Okay, because I was just going to follow them and let them get jumped by something. Okay. That's fine. I was just curious.
Everything.
Yeah.
So are we actually
I don't know
going
how
to
you
take
can
them
do
where
both.
they're supposed to go? Fine.
So are you not taking them to the gate? All right.
I don't know. I'm thinking actually that the historian
I'm
knows the
confused.
answer to the riddle.
Where?
Because he seems to know what that's all about. So he should be able to see the safe.
I don't. No. I don't think that's here. That was like way down in the southwest. Oh, so you're going to take them all the way down there and then say, "Oh, wait, this wasn't the right way," and then go back?
The
That's
gauntlet.
the way we got there.
You have to turn back.
Don't forget the gauntlet, the power stones.
Isn't the gate like way up there where the 34-foot high?
Uh-huh.
Oh, there. Okay.
From here, yes.
Which is 34 feet high. What section? Where?
That was the plan.
Oh, yeah. He's so where the 3 spider bodies are in the
Oh,
south.
okay.
Yeah, you have to crawl through that.
Spider Witch to
Yes.
set up her ambush.
Oh, there. Okay. Yeah. Okay, got it.
She's going to be recovering. We should go down the hole and get her. Oh, but along those lines, Raymond, here's an ash wand. It has magic points in it. 10 to be exact.
Okay.
Now imagine fighting spiders while doing this, or
It also helps with fire
rats.
spells, but since you don't
Yeah,
have that,
that
don't worry
one.
about it.
While we're on the subject, if these are 1.5 feet tall, will the crossbows fit through them?
Yeah, I've got the crystal, so I'm good. I do want to back.
Thanks for
so it's
handicapping our
wider.
group, bro.
It's wider than
This was
a
our
foot and a
fire
half.
spell.
But no, I want to make
I
it
forgot
harder for the
flashy.
soldiers. But
The soldiers are our first line of defense. What are you talking about?
We're not bitter and jaded.
Not at all. Wow.
not at all.
Okay, so
I'm
Wes
pretty
is
sure if
thinking.
a person can get through there,
We
a
are
crossbow
traveling down
can
the
get through
path
there
here.
too.
Fair enough.
That we do stop here and discuss
Okay.
what happened up here with the spider witch and all that
All right.
crap. And
So I'm estimating
that's
that
something that may still
you
happen.
had
And then we continue on. to the other part
2 hours
the
of rest, another hour to prep and go. It's a couple hours straight walking to get here. So total elapsed time is less than, 6 hours.
Yeah, the Forg worshipping spider witch.
Okay, so that changes everything.
At some point when Wes is not standing next to people, I'm gonna go up to him and tell him that he should find out which one of these soldiers doesn't owe the lieutenant money, and that's the one that gets shot by the beam.
Because of the Forg statue.
Because we're gonna need demonstration, right? It's not gonna be me.
Right up in here.
Okay. Hopefully.
Do you want to see it too?
Okay.
Ooh.
He'll go in there all confident. He'll say the passcode, and then a beam's gonna go right through his forehead.
I would much rather that than my answer, which is when we discover he's secretly a servant of Forg and turns on all of us after getting the power of the...
Honestly, sounds pretty viable.
Oh my god.
Point out the ladders. Tell them about the hole over there. And everybody needs to get attention in this direction.
So my question, Bruce, is do you actually plan these campaigns, or do you just let us go paranoid for about 3 hours and fake it?
I just totally wing it at this point because there's no way to anticipate what's going to happen. To be clear, I was expecting, we're going to rest up, we're going to, get our power back, and then, we're going to do something, right?
And
so I'm
too.
anticipating like 20 hours or something. Was my expectation. 20 hours, right? So plenty of time for the bad guys to go, okay,
Yep.
this is what we're going to do.
Not 4.
How far did we
But
get in the
now-
first desecration thing? Oh, that's right. Yeah, that. And then we left.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh, she's gonna use a sword on it.
Ooh, baby. I kind of wiggle it around a little bit. You sure that you don't need this? Okay. Eventually.
Wait, are they like extra sparkly? Okay, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So,
And
yeah.
I think, we've talked about Spider Witch, but explain. She enforced a magical darkness. The fireball, the being able to direct the spiders. Like here. Yeah, these are the effects we have seen from them that tell us that there's more, like, so they know what to expect, right, for a fight if this is what it comes to.
How do you know she's a Forg worshiper?
Yeah,
Where is the statue?
It's close
I'll-
to the entrance. We'll be able to
Yeah,
see
it's
it.
right up there. I'll point.
So, yes, she says. And the historian says, but where's the gate? We want to go. And she says, your safety,
Pow. Pow times 3.
Magister, is of utmost importance. Therefore, we are going to go visit the statue first. And she looks at Wes and says, lead on.
Oh,
Okay.
West missed.
Yeah, that is where the Spider Witch had disappeared to.
All right. So, one of the swordsmen and one of the crossbowmen will take up position on this rise right here. And before they do that, though, they're going to put a torch against the wall over here so that this area is illuminated. Okay?
Mhm.
And then she's like, okay, where's this foul statue? All right, so you lead her up there? Okay. So, not
We
far
did
enough.
not
Not
finish
very
it.
far.
No. Mm-mm. She could tell that we were cleansing the statue and came to defend it.
So, as you approach, she's going to hold her hand up and say, wait here. And in fact, she does pull the sword out, and everyone can see that there's a darkness between. So there's the 10-foot radius goes out, and to the north, everyone can see that there's a darker presence on the other side of that. Okay, so she's going to advance cautiously. All right. So as she moves into the area here where the statue would penetrate, where the light would envelop the statue, you can see that, in fact, there's a barrier of darkness between her and it. And you can barely see the outline of the statue beyond that. And she is going to invoke a prayer to Lorath at this point. And she will attack the statue with the blade. And destroy it. However, okay. Everyone can roll power times 3.
I admire your optimism. Close, but no cigar.
Runt got a 10.
Well,
Tindo got a 23.
I can't believe I missed by 4, excuse me.
Okay, so raise your hand if you succeeded.
I raised my hand.
Alexander
I
raises
raised my
his
hand twice.
Okay, those of you who succeeded get a very uncomfortable feeling, as if something is watching you, something malevolent.
Or a lower one.
Can I
There you
say a prayer to Allure to protect us?
You
I.e.,
you can say a prayer, certainly.
yeah.
Are you actually casting a spell of some kind?
Do I have a spell to cast?
I don't know. Do you? Okay.
No,
All right.
no, I don't have any. I don't have any magic to back it up yet. No.
All right. You invoke a prayer to Uller. All right. Anybody else doing anything?
Well, since I feel nothing, I'm just going to watch the lieutenant do her thing.
Okay. So she finishes with the statue and
Bang!
kind of takes a deep breath and turns and starts walking towards everybody.
Do I still
not
feel
bad,
that
27.
presence after she's already turned and starts walking back towards us?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh! Raymond!
I'll rush up to her and let her know that I believe there's something still here watching us. Do you feel it?
Kind of squints at you, kind of frowns, kind of looks around. No.
Tindo and Runt would both chime in that they feel it too.
Runt always feels bad, but Tindo feeling bad actually means something.
The
Paranoia hasn't been a common thing for Runt. Cowardice, sure, but not like I feel like someone's watching me.
so the historian will say, "We're wasting time. Let's move on."
Listen here, red shirt.
Hold your horses.
Okay. The lieutenant's kind of
Which
looking
one?
around. I don't see anything.
I know you might not see something, but that doesn't mean something's not here.
Well, if something is watching us, and I think
Oh.
this would be more Tin talking.
Nope.
If they can see what we are doing, if we have brought their attention on us, do we want to lead them towards our destination?
That's right, so do I.
I don't think we're going to be able to keep him away from it for all that long.
Yeah. But if they're watching us and he does have the answer, and he says it, and that's stolen, I don't know how that turns out.
Well, without knowing what is watching us, we don't really know, but
Yeah.
it doesn't feel great. And it happened when you're into pushing against the shrine, so I would assume it is either the witch or some other darker power.
Everybody kind of looks at you. Darker power? They kind of renew
Yes.
their
Yes,
look
aren't you
around.
glad you came with us?
We have not completed clearing this whole place out, so if the witch is not at the top of the food chain, as it were, we wouldn't really know that. I mean, the existence of the shrine suggests to me that the witch holds deference to a higher power.
What about behind us?
A stronger one. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
All right. So the historian's going to say, "Oh, for crying out loud! There's nothing here. Let's move on." And the lieutenant's again. She kind of looks around, but she doesn't see anything. The guards in her troop don't see anything. She's like, "Yeah, if something's here, let it materialize, and we'll deal with it."
Okay.
That's fair.
Well, what do you propose to do?
Nope. I'm
All
not
right,
actually arguing with you.
all right, then let's move on. So as you come across over to here, pick up the two guards, and everyone roll percentile.
Oh, baby, whatever it is, I'm dead.
Oh my god.
25 for Runt and a 64 for Tindo.
All right. Okay, so I've got, let's see, let me roll for the guards. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the lieutenant, and the magic user. Okay, so I've got 2 with Raymond 3. I've got 3 possibilities. All right, D6. Raymond, I'm gonna actually roll it in here. Raymond,
Yes.
you can choose. We're rolling a D6, and you get to be any 2 of those numbers. Choose in advance.
2 and 4.
2 and 4. All right, if it's 2 and 4, it's you. All right, here we go. Oh! All right. All right, it's not you.
That is not a 2 or a 4.
That is correct.
Yay, numbers.
All right. So, everyone can make a scan roll.
That's a success.
Oh my God, what's that?
73 for Runt. 84 for Tindo. Yeah, we're just talking to each other and not paying attention at all.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, I feel really. What is it? I have a bad feeling about this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Did anyone special their scan? I'll take that as
No.
a no. All right. Lieutenant, no. Guard number 1, no. Guard number 2, oh, maybe. Guard number 3. And the mage.
The light?
Oh. Okay. So as you approach the 2 guard here,
Correct.
right? These are the 2 guys that were watching over here. Yeah. They're, you guys were concerned about the shaft, so they set up here to watch that. And as you approach, you come up the rise here, and
it's a special on my intelligence
let's see
roll.
if he's fast enough to. Oh wow! Okay, a not 5. All right, so he says, Lieutenant, what's that? And he points.
It's a failure.
He points over here. See where I'm at? Well, actually, here, let me move. So you're here. You're approaching those 2, which are here-ish. And as you come up, he points off to the right here.
Yes,
And as he does so, you will all see. Let's see. Hang on. Yep. Okay. You will all you will see a shadow moving across the ground toward the guards. And the lieutenant will call out to them and rush forward. And as she does,
welcome to the club.
I'm going to need an icon for her. Let's see. Need that. Oh, that's not going to work. There we go. And I need, let's see, I need the lieutenant. I'll use this for the lieutenant. Okay. So this is generally everyone else. All the party members are here, right? So everybody's kind of back here. Kind of doing their thing.
Okay. Wes.
Yeah, she's purple. All right, so the
Okay.
compass will be the party generally. And let's see, let's get him out here because I'm going to need him eventually. And that's the historian. All right.
Yay, escort quest in real time.
And so he points it out that there's something not right.
And Run's going to give a very loud, "Oh, I guess I was wrong. Fuck."
All right. Oh, wrong spot. It's over here. All right. So she moves up on it, and the two guards that were here, turn and go, move out of the way. And she rushes up to swing at this thing. And as she does so, that sphere that I mentioned, going out 10 feet, yes. So it will flare up as it comes into contact with the shadowy thing. Now, everyone, did I ask you to make rolls? I think I asked you to make scan rolls.
Yes.
Okay. Now, everyone needs to make sanity rolls. Actually, no. Make intelligence rolls, intelligence times 3. If you make your intelligence roll, make a sanity roll. Woohoo! You have a minus 20 to your sanity roll.
Wes
You
is
said
coming to
intelligence times 3?
I did.
Oh wait.
Oh my god. That's not good, Wes.
Oh, you hush.
No, Run
That's true.
It
This is
is.
exactly the time.
definitely made in times 3.
Okay.
And it looks like Tindo's going to as well, I would assume. Yep. Okay, so both make it. So, what's a sanity roll?
On your character sheet, you will see a stat called sanity.
Right. But is it I got to roll above, below?
Oh wow, you are, for as crazy as you play him, you're quite healthy.
Oh, it's intentional. Yeah, it's not because I'm broken. It's just I have plenty of coping mechanisms.
Yes, you want to roll underneath your
Oh,
sanity.
it's further over on the map.
Except in Wes's case, he knows all too well what he's
Well,
looking at, apparently.
shit. My 89 did not save me.
Sounds like.
That's
Good
awesome.
Lord. Okay, and then Tindo. I'm going to assume
Is
that
this
Tindo's
creature by
1
chance a 3 hex critter?
is below Tindo's sanity.
I'm sure it is, yes.
Does critting your sanity roll give you sanity back?
It might, actually. I'll have to think about that. Yes, it certainly would. I'll give you a D4 for that. You
Give
can
him a check
add...
mark.
No, it's a D4. You get 2 points of sanity back.
So Tindo, sanity. Tindo, where's your sanity? Tindo, where's your sanity? There it is. Oh boy, that's low.
He made it. Woo! Okay, so...
And then I lose how much?
Well, we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so for those of you who made your intelligence roll, you will recognize that what you're looking at, silhouetted or revealed, shall we say, in the light of the lieutenant, you're looking at a demonic creature. Wes, you recognize that this is a creature from the first Pale. Those of you who miss your sanity roll, raise your hand. Wes,
Oh, and run.
you
I
lose.
raised my hand, but I didn't say anything.
Wes, you lose 2 points of sanity. Runt, you lose 3 points of sanity. Did anyone else both make their intelligence and fail their sanity? Okay, very good. So the lieutenant is engaging the creature, which, by the way, multi-armed insectoid-looking thing. The wizard is casting a spell. What are you guys doing? Let me rephrase. If you are in the process of failing your sanity or having taken sanity damage,
That's right.
you're stunned for the moment. Everyone else can initiate an action this round.
So at this point, can we actually see it? It's not like non-corporeal or anything. Correct?
Yes, you can see it as I've described it.
Okay. Then I am going to move up to help the lieutenant. I'm going to so completely regret this, but what the hell?
Tindo will as well with that fancy mace of hers.
Okay.
I've got nothing but the lose.
All right. As you move to assist her, she's going to say, "Stay in the light."
Then I think I'm going to move to be right next to her,
It's got wings.
where it's light and shiny.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything?
Okay.
All right. Okay. Get a grip.
You got owlbear.
All right.
This is not the time for an existential crisis, Wes.
Yes, it is. No, this is it. This is the time.
Who's getting hit?
Okay. All right.
Okay, I'll do that.
So let's see. I know what the wizard's doing. I know what she's doing. She's going to go
Again.
before it does. All right, Raymond, when does your attack go?
Let's see. It'd be a melee attack, so it goes, well, not
Make a
counting my movement, it goes
At-
off in 4.
Okay,
The
add
holy
2 for your
weapon
movement.
against a demon.
6.
So that'd be 6. And Tindo,
Oh.
when is Tindo's attack going to come?
Tendo.
Is this that great sword?
Where's the chart?
Well, I was trying to piece it together, but I did miss it. That's what
Which
it was.
chart?
The strike rank chart.
Strike rank 2 for the
You make your sanity roll?
So if they've got a melee strike rank of 3 and the mace is 2, and you said movement was 2, so that's
No, 3 times
7.
3.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, where is the chart?
That's right. If you miss your intelligence roll, you don't have to worry about sanity.
No, it is not. It's a 1 hex. Oh, there it is. I see it. Is that good enough? Here, I'll put it there.
That
Okay.
should work. Now I have to make a point of running under it.
That was one of the guards.
Okay. All right. Let's see. What's there? Who's that? Oh, who's there? Okay. When does Tinder go?
7?
So I'm going to move you to 7. And what's going on with Alexander? He's stunned. He's stunned. Saw one look at the demon. He was like, "Oh my god, I have a bad feeling about this."
I mean, isn't everyone said that?
All right. All right. So it is going to. It's gonna snarl at her.
He doesn't.
It says something in a language nobody understands, but it seems to be directed at her.
Oh.
And
So it's not
Ick.
that alien language?
oh, really? You think it's Carillion?
Hey, demons are Carillions. Sure, what not?
Carillions are demons. Demons are Carillions. All right, she makes her save, and she will swing at it. Oh my god! All right, somebody roll a d20 for me. Oh wait, let's see. I'm gonna need the creature, humanoid, birds, dragons. Centaurs, four-legged.
Oh!
There it is. Beetles will work. I do, kind of, but where is the praying mantis? I see harpies, mastodons, octopus. I don't see a praying mantis. But beetles should be the same as praying mantis, right? They're both insects. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 legs, abdomen, thorax, head.
Ouch.
How would a praying mantis be different? Oh, this doesn't have wings. The beetle doesn't have wings either. I got it. Okay, D20. Somebody give me a D20. Yes, but I want you to be responsible for what happens. The beetle. I'm sorry. The demon. The demon is. I'm sorry. The demon is getting hit by the girl. Wait, I think somebody called out a 13 already. Too slow. All right. 13 on the beetle chart is a right foreleg. Okay.
Woo!
So she hits the right foreleg. Boy, wouldn't that be cool? But no. It doesn't go snicker snack, though. It is going to hurt, though.
The head.
It is. I guess you missed that part.
I just got back. We're in combat. What did I miss? I'll do it now.
Well, first make your intelligence roll.
Okay, first make my intelligence roll. Okay, my intelligence roll is a 31. That makes it by 2. In times 3. Okay, that makes it.
All right. Then, having made your intelligence roll, you need to make a sanity roll.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. I do believe I made my sanity. Yes, I did.
Okay. So as you come out from the temple or the statue of Forg, having been destroyed by the lieutenant, several of you get a foreboding. Something's watching you. And nobody can place it. Nobody knows what's going on. It's like, yeah, whatever the hell. Come on, let's move. All right, so you're moving along. Come up over the rise here, and the historian calls out to the lieutenant, pointing over here. There's a inky blob of shadowy stuff moving towards one of the guards. And as he points it out, everybody kind of churns and looks at it. The 2 guards go, ah! And step away from it. And the lieutenant jumps up. And the light from the sword reveals an insectoid-looking creature here.
So as if like the shadow is covering it, but once the light pierces the shadow, we can see that it's a insectoid thing.
More like as she approaches it, the It is no longer in shadow
Okay.
and is revealed to be this insectoid-looking thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. Okay, she swings and okay, she does not lop off the appendage, but it is mangled to the point where it's not functioning anymore, and a great gout of goo flies out. And let's see. Raymond and Tindo can dodge the goo, or they could potentially parry the goo if they have a shield. Tindo.
Looking at Tendo's list, I thought Tendo had a shield. Heater shield, 12. That sounds like a shield.
Okay. You
So
can parry the gout of goo that is spraying out from the mangled limb.
not at a 74.
Okay. Raymond, dodge or parry?
Sorry, I successfully dodge.
Okay. Tindo, your shield suffers 4 points of structural damage. That is to say, it loses 4 points of armor.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that doesn't get through.
It was a 12 previously.
Yeah, okay. You can smell a sulfurous, acrid, disgusting odor as it sizzles on the outside of your shield.
Do I get the impression that it's going to continue to eat away at it if I don't do something about it?
Maybe. Okay. The two of you are up, I believe. You're going to go before the wizard does.
You mean Tindo and I?
Correct.
All right. Well, I'm going to swing at the SOB.
Same.
I am going to special it.
Woo! Okay, what are you using to hit it with?
Sword.
Okay, what kind of sword?
A steel sword, if I recall.
Okay. Is there anything
And
Yeah, that's
interesting
right.
about
I have the ancient steel broadsword.
Okay.
And let's see. So that hits it in the 19 for D8 plus D4 plus 1. So D4, D8, 10 points.
Okay.
So Tendo got a 36 to hit off of an 84, so that looks good. Like, does it parry, dodge, anything like that?
What weapon are you using?
Tindo's mace.
Hope Tindo has details on his mace on his character
It's
sheet.
a silvered heavy mace, high crafted. It was the gift weapon from what's his bucket?
Sir Michael.
Yeah, I don't think that's magicked.
I don't think it is. It was silvered and high quality was
Right.
the note that I see there.
Yep, I agree. Okay, location, you hit, right? Location and damage. Actually, location doesn't matter. Just give me the damage.
These are meter
Okay.
hexes, correct?
Well, location was 12.
So
Damage
once
is
we're off
1d10 plus
work,
1. And does
he's
Tindo
gonna
have
cast
a modifier?
Hold
Yes, a
Time.
d4. D10.
I do have a
D4.
question.
So we're looking at 11
If I
plus 1,
overcharge
so
that,
12.
does that make a modifier to the power versus power roll?
Okay. So for both of you, as you hit this thing,
Okay. I won't
you
overcharge it then.
feel a resounding sort of reverberation in your weapons, in your arms. Your weapons will each take damage from the attack. You can subtract out the AP of the weapon. Everything else gets applied then to the weapon. Does it make sense?
So the damage we actually did was applied to the weapon itself.
Correct.
Okay.
Minus AP.
Correct.
Okay. Then it's fine. It doesn't take any damage. The AP listed on the weapon is 15.
Okay.
Out of my way, I need line of sight.
I suspect the steel sword is okay as well. You did 10 points, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm looking it up.
It's got more than 10 points. EP.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you hit it and it seems to completely ignore you.
But the lieutenant actually did something to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Um, okay, who's gonna pick? Tindo's a cleric. Raymond's a cleric.
Insect Demon's a she?
Tindo.
Oh,
And
Lieutenant's
the
casting a
lieutenant was
spell?
the one that actually heard it.
Diane Cact.
Oh, okay.
Raymond is math. Okay.
Alexander's a priest.
So Raymond,
Yes.
your blade springs to life with a bright white aura. And you hear the historian yell out to you, "Hit it again! Hit it again!"
Okay.
All right. Does anybody else have any actions this round?
Cool.
Okay. Next round. 2. All right. statements of intent for the engaged people. She's going to cast a spell, and then she's going to swing on it. Okay. So you see her recite a prayer to Lorath. Raymond, what are you going to do?
I believe I was told to hit it again.
Okay. Tindo, what are you going to do?
Well, hitting it did literally nothing. So on the spell list, there's something called purification.
Yeah, I think that has to do with cleansing poisons and waters and things like that. I'm not sure if that'll help you here.
Not purification like exorcism against demons.
No.
That's called exorcisms or something like that.
That has disease purification, food preservation, poison purification, disease resistance, poison resistance.
Okay.
So that's not going to help.
What document has the spell stuff? Is it in the player's handbook?
Well, it's actually in his private folder. So let me get that out for you.
That's good.
So I'm looking. Concussions Way sounds fun.
When somebody gets hurt, you'll be casting it.
That's right.
Okay. So it's like help with people who have concussions, not giving people concussions.
Correct. We're clerics.
You
give people concussions, we heal them.
You're looking for like soul destruction or something.
Okay.
Given those four, you're looking for calm spirits. Not that it's going to help against a level 1 demon, but
the rules lawyer comes through again.
I mean, I don't know that calm spirits is something that Tindo would turn to here. Let's see. I'd say attend to the shield. I want to make sure that Tindo's shield doesn't get destroyed.
Okay. All right. That'll save me from having to move spells around. All right. Okay. So are you going to step away from it to do that, or?
I would have to disengage to not be attacked, right?
Correct.
Yeah. We'll disengage and then attend to the shield.
All right. So you're going to step back this round. So you'll spend the round defending, and then at the end of the round, you step away. All right. Runt. Statement of intent. So you've recovered from your bout of aplexia.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh my God. Both you and Wes are free to act if you wish.
I'm just going to move into the light.
Okay.
I'm not going to. I don't have any weapons that can do anything to this.
All right. Wes. That is correct.
Do we do shock rolls?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Okay. Like undead. Undead don't suffer shock.
I don't think so. Okay. Alexander. Anything?
Based on what I've seen, I do believe my sword will break more if I hit it. So I will be pulling my bow and searching the area looking for this spider queen lady. Just keeping the eye on the
Okay.
situation, but I don't believe I can help with the demon at the moment.
Okay.
So I'm scanning the area.
All right. The historian is casting another spell. The guards are they're going to move around the historian, try to protect him if they can. They've got shields up. In fact, the guys with the crossbows have dropped their crossbows and they've got shields and swords out. And they are.
That includes the protect for environment as well.
Let's see.
I just like pointed that out.
Okay. All right. So she is casting and has a spell go off. So I don't know if anybody's ever seen this before, but it's let me just describe it rather than give it a name. So she what?
No, the lieutenant.
Mm-hmm.
The lieutenant. Yeah, she says a prayer to Lorath.
Just 3?
And
Is she wearing chains?
You hadn't
She
figured out she's an honest to God
She's
paladin
got one of
yet?
those breastplate things.
Oh, that's right. You guys have seen this before. Sir Michael did something like this.
Brave Sir Michael.
Yes. So, yeah, she appears to grow in stature. The area around her brightens. Those of you within 10 feet of her will all get a plus 10% to your defensive rolls. So, anything related to
Mm-hmm.
so nothing offensive, but any saves will be at plus 10%, for instance.
Dodges and parries.
Okay. Conversely, as she begins to radiate, you can see that the thing in front of her, let me see if it makes its roll. Hang on. Wow, it does not. Okay. You see that it kind of shrinks back a bit, but does not flee from her. Okay. So yeah, everybody feels a bit inspired around her.
The other 3 destroy the armor.
The historian is going to cast a spell on Tindo's mace, and will encourage Tindo to hit it. Hit the damn thing! Your mace is now glowing, kind of like Raymond's sword is.
Okay. I mean, then would change intent and would hit it instead of disengaging.
Okay. So in that case, you can, at the end of the round, get a swing off on it.
Cool.
Okay. In the meantime, let's see. It missed its save, didn't it? So it tries to attack the lieutenant. Ooh, it's going to hit her once. Okay, she's going to try to parry. Ooh, that's not good.
Nope.
Okay. I mean, she rolled an odd 6 on her parry against
Yes.
the. That's good. Yes. Bad for the bug.
Sometimes we forget who you're rooting for here.
Let's see. She doesn't do enough to get through the armor, though. Imagine that. That's not good. All right, she does parry the blow, though. And she will counterattack. Oh, you're right. No, she did. Yes, you are absolutely correct. Let's see. Sword is. Yes, he does. Look at you. I completely missed
Looks like Ruff
that.
was after her.
It's like, no. Let's see. So a slash is twice weapon plus the damage bonus. Oh, this is going to be ugly. Let's see what I roll. Plus that. Ooh, that's not good.
Yay,
Let's
that's
see.
Oh,
Oh my god, she's going to wipe out another limb. Yep. All right. You suck. All right.
But man, that limb is white.
Okay, so she's she's mangled another limb, right? So it's got multiple attacks, right? There's a couple of claws, 4 claws coming in plus a bite, and she parries. So one of them, those 2 attacks,
and my
one
spell
of
goes
them
off,
missed,
and I
one
go,
of them
yes!
hit. She parried the one that hit, and damaged it sufficiently that it is no longer
Oh, it was just
functional. However, on damaging it, a gout of goo flies out. So hang on. This creature is not going to suffer shock. Okay. Yeah, they don't suffer shock. Okay, so Raymond, you
Yes.
can a gout of goo flies out as the limb is damaged. You can parry or dodge.
Thanks to the +10, that is a successful dodge.
Woo! Look at you. The goo goes flying past you, smelling acritic and sulfuric and yucky. Dindo, you may parry or dodge.
Since the parry didn't work well the first time, let's try dodging.
Well, that was exciting.
So,
Oh no! What's Tindo's? Let's see. Tindo's dodges. Whoa, 15? Are you sure you want? Well, it doesn't matter.
Wait around for
wouldn't have
another one?
mattered if I parried either.
Right.
So, not at a 95.
Okay, dodging's not a good idea for Tindo, apparently. All right.
Does he look sufficiently cowed? Apparently not.
All right.
Oh, it's wrong.
No, it's good. You do have to Remember to include encumbrance when dodging. All right, Tindo is hit in location 9 for 4 points of damage. If you are wearing armor there, the armor suffers 4 points of damage. That is AP damage.
Tindo.
What about smoldering pits of blood?
Right. There's armor on
Oh, really?
all slots.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the AP value of the armor?
Quick reference tables. That's where the zones are, right? You said location 9, which is abdomen. Abdomen has 3 points
Little
of
pits,
armor.
yeah.
Okay.
Chest has 9. Abdomen has 3.
Yeah. She's a girl.
Um,
What do you expect?
Actually, in a fantasy set, exactly the opposite.
I mean, do we just need to be quick? I mean, this would be run.
I think those are elves. Skeletons.
Are you... Wait, what?
Wes is going to ask the historian if he thinks those skeletons are elves or not. Or does he think they might be elves?
So he was obviously deep in thought, and he kind of shakes out of it and looks at you. What elves? What? Oh,
Yeah, the skeletons. You think they might be elves?
He kind of offhandedly, that one over there. That's an elf. He points. Or
Mark
was
that
an
one
elf.
in my head.
Okay, I'll put a dot.
Much Marion, but that's the one. Okay, remember that one for future reference.
There, I put a dot on the ground.
Oh,
This
okay.
is where
The
the
gray
elf
one?
body is. Yeah,
Okay,
I should have made it green. Sorry.
that's true.
All right. Okay. So the lieutenant's going to look at Runt and are you wanting to go in there?
Run kind of looks at the sword, kind of looks at like the thing, like the hole in was it Rain's helmet, Alexander's helmet, and looks at the sword, looks at the helmet.
The historian.
And turn to the historian and say, "How quick do you think I'd need to be?"
One would have to be fleet of feet, he will say. And he's going to move away from the entrance. She will move with him.
Okay, well,
I would advise against it, he says.
all right. Well, it has to have a means to like perceive us, right? Do you think we could sneak past it?
So there's a long pause, and he kind of looks at the lieutenant, and he, no, no, I don't think so.
Walk up to the edge, like the line that had kind of shown up in the room, right?
So where's your character? Hang on, I gotta find your character if you're gonna do this. I gotta see what you're doing. There you are.
Get down here. Show yourself.
That's right. Get down here. Show yourself. Ah, where'd you go? There you are. All right. Anybody else want to brave Sir Runt?
I will volunteer to no. No, not going to do that. Okay, so the line, I thought the line had been about like here.
Well,
Oh, the line in the ground where there's the nothing
Correct,
zone.
where there was a clear border before things were tripped.
well, strictly speaking, he was just in there.
And when Raymond got shot, he didn't get that far at all.
Right. So from where I'm standing, can I see that the pillar is lit up?
It has subsided.
Okay.
I think that's what you're looking for.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought it was right at that slope there. Okay. And this rubble here, is this rubble sufficient that I could potentially hide behind it?
That's flat on the ground, right? That's from the gate being broken open, right?
It is the remains of the seal, but you're pretty small, so it would depend on, what kind of angle it might have to,
Can I prop it up? Like
uh,
say
you're not
take
sure
this
how heavy it is, so
take this smaller piece and prop it up underneath one side so it ran.
oh my god. What's your strength?
It's decent actually. My strength is 17.
I think I'm getting the sense that you're feeling pretty desperate here. So yeah, you think you could do that? You think you could,
But this big piece is too large to move.
I don't know, maybe not.
All right, well, here, let's try
There's
this.
a lot of treasure in there.
I'm going to move up to here, and I'm going to keep my eye on the pillar and see if it starts glowing.
Okay. As soon as you pass the threshold, it starts glowing.
Okay. And then is there room here for me to duck and just kind of flatten myself behind this thing?
Make an intelligence ×3 roll.
Ooh, that's close. And success.
Okay. So you're not sure that you could get in there tight enough, and that's mainly because of
the angle.
Yes.
Okay.
However, if you could prop it up a little bit, that would probably work. But while you're thinking about this, you can see the outline of the broken pillar coming into shape.
Can I recall how formed it had been when it shot at us?
Did you actually see it?
I don't know that I did.
Yeah, I don't recall either.
We'll call that a power ×2 roll. Because I'm
against
pretty
the wall.
sure
It can't shoot you if you're against the wall.
I don't know about that one. Power ×2 says no.
Okay.
Not as an 89.
Even 3 times that wouldn't work. So
yeah.
All right. So at the moment when Raymond was hit in the back of the head, you were concentrating on the beam itself and thinking, "Oh my, that's probably going to hurt.
Okay.
I
So-
wonder if I can catch any goo as it comes out the front of his head.
Kind of like you do, like you can take aim with like ranged attacks. Could I like take aim with my dodge and sit there and stare at the pillar? And I want to time it. I want to see from when I crossed in how long I have, prepare my dodge action to try to get out of the way and figure out how much time I have before it fires.
So I'll give you another int times 3 here, recalling back to when Raymond was hit.
38 will hit in times 3, no problem.
Okay. So this isn't like an arrow or a
Mhm.
crossbow bolt, right? This is a beam of light. It's not lightning.
So you're saying it is too fast to dodge?
No, you cannot dodge a beam of light.
Okay. I will retreat.
Okay. So once you pass the threshold, you'll note that the formation subsides.
Anyone have a mirror?
So the historian will say, clearly there were those who were defending it, and they came long after the vault was closed. So there must be some way for it to recognize friend from foe.
Well, I mean, it's asking you, right?
What it's asking is for recognition to enter. Defending
So
it may be a different matter.
I'm gonna look to the captain and look at her sword. And so you think that burying the arms might protect you from it?
I don't know that there's anything that could protect you from the beam. The trick would be to not get hit by it, or let me rephrase, to not have it shoot at you at all.
Yeah, not have it fire.
Because, yeah, I further research would have to be done here to determine whether something could be done to defend against the beam. But he kind of looks at Raymond's helmet. I'm dubious, he says.
Hey, Bruce, you've
Mhm.
mentioned that before it fires, that the piece of the pillar that's on the ground starts to glow. Does the rest of the pillar and the other pillar light up as well?
So let me be more clear.
Okay.
There's a broken part,
Right.
and the part on the ground does nothing, right? So
Oh.
on the right-hand side, where it is broken at the top, a sort of wireframe comes into shape,
Oh,
and
okay.
then it starts to sort of have a ghostly shape of the piece that's broken on the ground.
Okay.
Once that sort of manifests in, a shadowy kind of way, that's when it fires. And now that I mentioned that, Wes, you can make another, call it int times 2.
2.
In fact, I think I'll give Raymond a roll on this one too. I don't know that anyone else has enough sort of esoteric background to.
Yeah, and Wes will mention, I'm just wondering if maybe we replace that piece, that might do something different.
I've thought about it.
I was just thinking that.
I'm worried that the something different is
Instantaneous fire instead of warming up first.
yes, is that it
Hey.
operates at full power.
Bruce,
Yes.
that is exactly int times 2.
Okay,
You
so
got it.
Raymond, you think that what's happening there at the top of that broken part of the pillar is something related to the ethereal. The gate is manifesting or coming into the material from the ethereal.
That's interesting. So I mentioned this to starting with the historian.
Okay.
Clearly there's an overlay between the ethereal and the material planes here, because that's why it does the pillar thing. Not sure how to take advantage of that fact, but what do you think?
You are remarkably well informed, he says.
Gifted by the gods, that's all.
I thought about that too. I think all it shows us is that there's so he then pauses. I mean, it's difficult to say, but it is certainly connected to the ethereal. And the time it takes to manifest its defenses appears to be related to the time frame it takes to go from the ethereal to the material.
How heavy do we think that piece is?
I would say a couple of, let's put it this way, strength. You need a couple of guys combined to, or a few combining to strength 36 to lift it into place.
So I've got 17. I just need someone with a 19 and we're good. Alvis is almost there. 18. You disappoint me.
You're not going to find a lot of people with 19 strength.
So it would take 3 of us, regardless of in the party. And we would have to do it fast enough to not get shot, and then hope that doing that prevents it from shooting us.
Well, says the historian, clearly somebody had enough oomph to defend themselves from not only that, but from whatever was in front of it, defending it. Now, that said, it was damaged, and it appears as though, we don't know the outcome, but looking at the remains of the battle, it's pretty clear that a lot of people lost their lives here. It is interesting that there's a cleared out area up to that point.
Yeah, and we'll
It's
mention
almost
about the drag marks too.
So the spiders were in here pulling the corpses out, and we found several of the corpses in the cocoons. So
Yeah, I had the shot.
they were able to. That's probably just about how much time they had to get in, grab it, and get out without being killed.
Of course, that makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
That would be
Well,
their speed to haul things out.
I suspect it's not spiders, though, says the old man. I suspect it's people going in grabbing whatever they can and getting out before they get shot. And I suspect that what you're seeing there is the time frame that's, once it's active, that's the line.
Maybe it's people riding spiders.
Spiders are very fast. Given what you said about prisoners and the shape that they've been in as you found them, or even the goblins, my guess is that someone was forcing them to come in here and try to grab stuff and get out before they got shot.
All right. So
unless you're extremely fast,
define extremely fast.
well, if we
If we were
assume,
to quantify it in a number of hexes per round,
well, the average person moves at. So yeah, that's the line for the average. So you would have to do better than the average.
okay. I think that I am.
Well,
My move is 3. I
Yep.
don't know that that's actually better than average because that feels like what everyone else moves.
That's what everyone else moves. Technically, hobbits are a little bit slower.
Mm-hmm.
So without some sort of way to increase your mobility,
I'm going to try to sneak in there and see if I can enter the cave without it and without it.
So before you
Activating.
do that,
Where's a monk when you need one?
I can increase a maneuver roll, which I'm assuming is not the same thing.
that does not increase speed.
Does not
Maneuver
increase
roll,
base speed. Right.
correct, but it would give you a increase in your defense.
But
So,
your
for
defense
instance,
doesn't matter.
correct.
Well, your dodge roll.
But you can't dodge it.
Do we know that?
Yes.
I mean, I wasn't facing it when it shot me in the back of the head, so I didn't know to dodge.
I succeeded at my int rolls to tell me I cannot dodge it.
Fair enough. I can
Russell, turn on
increase
his
your.
flashlight. Here, dodge this.
I could also increase your defensive bonus so that when it hits you, it wouldn't hurt as much. Not that I want it to hit you. I'm just telling you what I can do. If it's of value to you.
Are you fingering the back of your helmet when you say that?
Yes.
Do we have any
you could
grappling
grab
hooks?
one of those corpses and hold it in front of you so that he shoots.
Oh
the
my
corpse.
god!
There
that
you
would
go.
work too.
So everybody's going to turn and look at you when you say that, and with some disgust.
I didn't say it was a cool idea. I just said it was an idea.
And you're a priest of math, says the lieutenant.
Yeah, sometimes you have to do the math, and the dead are less valuable than the living. Do we have a grappling hook?
I don't have a grappling hook. Yeah, grappling hook. I wonder if telekinesis would work.
That probably would.
Ooh, that would work. Who's got that?
I have a lot of stuff, but not a grappling hook.
So he goes back up here, and he says, "Woody woulda poof." And he reaches in. You can see something wiggling. Looks like a book.
Oh, I wanted the elf skeleton.
What do you want an elf skeleton for?
I don't know. I'm assuming the elf skeleton's got elf stuff on it.
So he doesn't want the elf skeleton, he wants elf swag.
There you go.
Oh,
Yep.
oh my god. All right. Yeah, so he reaches in there, starts, wiggling something. The pillar will manifest, and there's everyone, sensitive to magic. You could roll power times 3, but those successful will feel sort of a wave go out, and
made
his
it.
spell fails.
Oh.
If you crit it, I could give you more information.
Nope. I made it, but I didn't crit it.
Okay.
I'm happy I made it, given what power I have.
All right. Well, after he tries that, he comes back and says, yeah, I suspect that's not going to work.
Okay. Could I make like just a little bit of a lasso with a rope and
Or all of our shoelaces tied together.
run? No. Run in, toss it around a body, run out, not even really risk the line, just come close enough to throw, and then run out, and then from the safety of it not being armed, try to drag something out.
Raymond got ID'd and shot without even getting anywhere near the line. The second time he went in. So it's like it knows if you've been in already or not. It doesn't give you a chance.
No, that's not true, because we've all been in there before, and it did.
Yeah, the first time it was talking to us and stuff.
No, the previous time, Bruce was very clear about where we were standing, and we had not crossed that threshold.
True.
We were idiots.
Were?
We are learned individuals now.
No, we're experienced, but we may still be idiots.
I think this is a wonderful conversation, says the lieutenant, as she's looking at all of you idiots.
Well, we came here against our own advice, so we are idiots. But let's work with it.
And again, look at the historian. You wanted to be here so badly. Here we are.
Actually, at this point, I think we're going to look at him and say, well, is there anything else that we're going to do here?
No, I'm getting rope out. Like, if you guys drag my happy ass out here, I'm not going to leave without doing, like, trying something.
Attempting to get something.
Yeah.
This is truly a significant find. Whether we can do anything with it or not, that's going to require some research.
Maybe if we had a canoe.
There are some trees outside. I wonder if there are trees in the ethereal.
I'm sure the druid could tell us.
So well, I believe we have come to some understanding of what's transpired here. The presence of the spiders and the goblins, the revelation that this is here is probably what's drawn them here. So just kind of piecing that together, it appears as though the miners found this chamber and
but why
decided,
so recently, though? I mean, look at all the mining they've done. Oops.
Well, we don't know when they got into this chamber, though. Right?
Well, they're long enough to make those 2 tracks, dragging sleds around.
I think the area that we came into just below us here where it drops down,
Mm-hmm.
that was recently broken through. So they've not been in this area where we're standing now for very long.
Because we had looked up and seen that hole. Maybe they dropped in there and then found another way out. I mean, that was the accident. I say as I'm like trying to test my rope and make sure that it's tight enough that it won't unravel when I try to hook it over something.
And they're all the ladders over by the square hole too.
Yeah, I mean, it appears as though not that long ago they breached the lower caverns, the ones just below us. The passage that we came through has a lot of debris right in front of it. So they came through that, found this chamber, and began exploring. And as they did, they, brought stuff in, the ladders and such. And obviously they discovered the seal here and broke through it.
I thought you said the seal was broken a long time ago.
Yeah, that's what I understood as well. That's what I was confused about.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, it was this chamber itself that was broken into. You're right. So if you follow the path that you came through, so right here, see where
Yes.
I'm marking? So this area that you came through was broken into. On this side of it,
There's already something there.
Yeah, but this was already collapsed, and they mined through it.
Okay.
All right, time to be reckless.
So, they came into this area and discovered the seal was broken, and that's when they started collecting stuff. I suspect that dagger was found in this chamber as well.
Yes, I'm sure it was. But it's
Maybe the
odd
sword
that
as
it's
well.
the only thing we found like that. That would have been from here. I mean,
The sword could have been, because
the demon
again,
sword?
something killed the people in here, right? And so if you think of a line of defenders, any of your dead assailants would have been on the outside of that.
So it's hard to tell what happened first. I mean, we're guessing at it.
Yeah.
But it seems likely that dagger in particular was something that was found by one of the miners. And they took it out from this chamber, and it took hold of them and started killing everything. I'm not sure at what point the witch appears. But somehow there's a connection between that individual and news coming out from the mine of something happening here that drew its attention or their attention.
Makes sense. All right. Well, someone hold on to this end so I don't throw too much rope out, and I'm going to run in there. And again, I'm not going to go right up to the line, but I'm going to try to toss the rope over a body and hook it so that we can drag it out safely.
Okay, so
And I'm not going to tow.
That body right there, great.
And I'm not going to to like go right up to the line, but that way I've got enough time to get out.
Okay, so I understand that you have a rope with, and how's the end?
I'm just like tying a noose, like a lasso, like
Okay.
just
All
a
right.
big open loop on the end, so that I can hook it over like a head or an arm,
Okay.
and
All right.
then drag.
Okay. So your objective is to run in. You're going to approach the line, but back far enough that you give yourself plenty of time to get out. Is what I'm
So
hearing.
like only about to here, so that
Okay.
I'm tossing like 2 hexes,
Uh-huh.
and then I have time to get out.
Okay. So you run up, you throw the noose, and run out.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So interesting. What would be an appropriate skill to roll to successfully snag something? Throw?
Okay. I have throw.
I'm debating whether lasso qualifies, because lasso is actually a skill. But you're not actually doing a lasso, right? It's not
I
like
mean,
you're...
He's not throwing to capture,
like,
no.
I'm not attacking a moving target with it, right?
Right.
If we had a net, that would be awesome, but alas, we don't.
And that would be good.
Let's get a giant spider. Go in there, whip some of that stuff and bring it out.
If the lasso part is something that you take objection to, instead I could do a weighted stone and just throw a weighted stone tied to the end of the rope so that
No,
it lands
the
on the other
lasso's
side of my
fine.
body.
The lasso's fine. That's a good approach. I'm debating the appropriate skill to use to... I mean, have any of you ever tried to lasso something, like a post on the ground or something?
My siblings, when I was younger, yes.
Yeah, okay.
You don't
So you know what I'm talking. uh, um, yeah, so it's a little more challenging than one might think. So I think throw is appropriate, but throw is typically, pick up beer bottle and throw it at bartender. It's not, I'm going to lasso the bartender's neck and strangle him to death from the ceiling lamp or something. That's it's a little more. So
That's not really my style. So yeah, I get
uh,
that.
so I think yes, we can use throw. I think I will modify it. Say -10.
That's not great,
Um,
but it's a chance.
yeah, it's a chance. But like I said, lasso is it is an actual skill. And the alternative would be figure out what the actual skill is, and use that at its base value. So I
I
think
bet.
you're better off with throw.
Yeah, throw minus
yeah.
10 is probably still better than lasso based skill.
Yeah.
That's probably a base of 5 plus your manipulation.
I mean, unless I want to start becoming a lasso master, in which case the lasso check mark would probably be useful.
Well, if you're successful here, you will get a check mark in lasso.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah. And aside from that, it's not like I'm going to go in here and I'm going to stand for a couple of rounds swinging the lasso and throwing it just right. That's
Yeah.
definitely not what we're doing. So I
Nope.
think -10 is generous.
Sure.
Okay.
Spray and pray.
So with that in mind, now give me an idea. Now you said earlier what you're trying to target, so give that to me again.
This is proof of concept, so I'm just
Okay.
going for the first largest body that I think would
All right.
be an easy enough target. Like, I don't want to go like, oh, there's a sword, I'm totally gonna hook. No, I need to see if I can actually do this first.
All right, so you run in.
Mhm.
Go ahead and roll against your throw.
Oh no, that misses.
Okay, and then you run out.
Yep.
And yes, everyone who's peeking around the corner will see that as soon as he passes the seal, the broken seal, the pillar will start to alight. But clearly, you're not going to be there long enough to get plastered. Um, and you throw, you don't hit anything meaningfully.
Okay, guys, I need one of you to start timing it. I need you to
One
figure out.
Mississippi, two Mississippi.
God, this is so dumb. Okay, so I didn't succeed at the lasso. I want to see how much time I actually have. I'm gonna move to just right there where it starts to glow, and I'm gonna sit there and stare at it, and I'm going to like just see how much it forms, and then when I feel like okay, this is too much, then I'm gonna back away and try to run around this little nook in case I don't get it and it does try to fire at me.
All right.
You're going to play chicken
Yep, I'm gonna
with
play
a
chicken with it.
pillar that shoots lasers. What was your sanity again?
I'm at like 83 now.
Because this is crazy.
Is it? I think I'm fast enough. I think we
this
can
is
do
going to
this.
take about an hour. I'm going to take a nap.
Okay. So here's the short answer. What you will discover is that there is just enough time to move into the chamber up to the line, which is this line right here, and start to return, at which point you would get zapped, right? So everything that has been in reach has been removed. Anything
Correct.
that's, yeah. Okay. So,
But I'm going back to the propping up that rock and
right.
how much time would I have to prop that up and move the other rock, right? Not actually going in to try to steal, but to make it so that my starting point is closer. Also,
Okay.
we haven't had the thing fire. So one of the things we haven't seen is how long it takes to fire again. Because once it discharges energy, it
Maybe
might
it
take
has a
time to
recharge.
recover it.
Yep. Maybe. All right. Okay. So, um, working from the, I'm going to start at the seal. I'm going to run in. I'm going to grab something. And I'm going to run out. Right. You're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes
Mhm.
plus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to get out. Right. So there's 8 hexes of movement plus, say, 2 hexes or even 3 hexes. That's a segment of movement. Right. So we got a total of, what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of actual movement. We'll call it 9. So that's 3 segments plus 2, 5 segments, and it fires. Okay.
So it fires on 5 segments.
Now, for you to learn that, though, you're going to stand here, wait for it to sort of materialize and guess at what point it's going to be formed enough to fire.
Mhm.
Okay, which means you're putting yourself at risk to discover this.
Yep.
So I will give you a power times 3 roll to get the hell out of there before it shoots at you.
Oh, that's a yes.
Okay. So it powers up.
That's
and,
oh gosh, that was almost power times 1.
and you dodge back into the little nook there. And that it may or may not be sufficient to actually hide in.
I
Meaning,
am size 9.
oh, that's true. All right, I'll give you a power times 4 to avoid getting shot there.
Ooh, that's not good enough.
No, it is not. Okay.
Wouldn't along this wall be safer?
However,
I thought that the column that was lighting up was over in this corner.
well, apparently the point of fire can come from anywhere there.
Okay. I assumed it was coming from the pillar, so that straight line would have given this whole thing as cover, which was
No,
why I
I
went to the back side.
appreciate that Runt might think that, but apparently that is not the case.
I thought it was from between the pillars, but I thought the pillars were closer together.
It's what, 5 feet across, right in the center there. Right. So it's here and here, roughly.
Okay.
But no, apparently the beam itself doesn't have a point on the structure that it emanates from. Let me rephrase that. It does emanate from there, but it's not bound to one side or the other or the center. All right. So I will give you partial cover. I'll give you that. So let's see where it's going to hit you. In fact, I will let you decide. You can cover
The
all
only thing I
but
care about covering is my head.
I will let you cover all but 3 areas, and the 3 areas have to be contiguous.
Oh, I totally want to get shot in the ass. So, ass and both legs.
All right.
So what? Abdomen and legs? Is that it?
Mhm.
Okay. So you're kind of leaning your head in with your ass hanging out. I love it. Okay. All right, it's going to hit you in the abdomen. Oh wait, no. This is melee. What is
missile?
Yeah, what is missile? 11 for missile.
Is a test.
Oh, okay. You're covered. All right. So everyone will see rock and debris get hit. Somewhere, in here, narrowly missing his ass by 1 space. All right. So rock and debris erupt between you and the beam.
So 5 ticks.
The historian will say, "You're crazy."
So we have about 5 breaths to get it done.
So if I hyperventilate, that's less time, right?
Probably, yeah, because you're hyperventilating, so you're not really acting quickly. Hmm. Do I have anything else I could use to prop this thing up with that I could bring with me instead of scavenging
Tindo's
from around it?
Tindo? I mean Tindo's shield.
That's not in the greatest condition right now.
There's the wreckage of a statue.
You.
Actually, I guess can I come out and look at how much that penetrated that rock?
Ooh, yeah. Let me roll damage. Let's see what kind of damage was done to the rock.
Because if it shoots through like 8 inches of rock, I'm not going to try to hide behind that seal.
Feels 9 inches thick though.
10, 18. Let's see. What's the AP of a rock? I've got that somewhere. Let's see. Do you have that, Brian, by chance?
Not handy. It's probably in the world book though.
Yeah, I've got it somewhere. I don't remember how much a stone wall, what the AP of a stone wall is, but I'm pretty sure it's not that high. Suffice it to say, a chunk of the wall there has broken off, about the size of your chest, or no, your ass.
Yeah. Well, okay. All right. So then the next test is I go cross the threshold and see if it starts firing up immediately again.
Yes, it will.
Okay. And then I'll immediately back out. Like,
Okay.
All right. I mean, do we care that much, guys?
Clearly, I don't, because I've been asleep for the last half hour.
Yeah, but you were also really tired. I don't fault you that.
No, there's certainly a lot of loot. If you could get to it.
Mm-hmm.
The last is an interesting possibility.
I mean, it is, but I have to keep in mind. Okay, so I've got 5 ticks, and if I go 1, and then 2 to leave, I've got 2 ticks to aim, right?
No, there's no time to aim. It's just step in, throw, and go.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like out of character, I know that I could realistically continue to try, right?
Yeah.
I can sit there and go in and continue to keep throwing the lasso until I finally succeed. That also just sounds like above table, basically boring metagaming.
Well,
Loose stone wall, 20 armor points.
there we go. Yeah, it took damage. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So here's my big takeaway from this. There's a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of debris in there. Old skeletons, miscellaneous stuff. And a lot of it's decomposing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it reminds me of those games in the arcade where what's the claw? those 3-eyed guys, the claw. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. We're randomly throwing in there, and we may or may not get something. If we get something, is it like the skeleton's head is just going to snap
Pop right
off
off.
at the, you know, so it's going to be that kind of stuff. Now that said, yeah, you could spend a lot of time just throwing the loop in and, putting your quarter in and hoping you get something.
Well,
Is it a
Which
quarter
sneaks up
anymore?
on us.
Maybe it's $1 now. I don't know.
Sure, until I fumble and then I die.
Yeah, if you trip, that would be bad. And yes, clearly the beam is deadly.
So I'm going to turn this over to the rest of the table. I don't want to continue to do this and monopolize time for the session if that's not something that you guys want to do. Right? If you guys would rather like, I'm done, let's move on, I'm okay with that. It doesn't bother me one way or another. If you guys want to try to get this stuff, I'm okay with continuing to try.
All of us magic users have monopolized enough time in other sessions. I'm okay with you having your fun. I'm going to snore. I'm going to get back some power. It's all good. It's win-win from my point of view.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to need healed here eventually.
All the more reason you want me to take a nap.
And Wes said he wanted an elf body, right?
That's right, the gray one right there.
Okay. You know what? Let's give it a shot until I get that gray one for Wes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, the entryway into here is not the cleanest. So
And that's a good point. Let's clean that up. Let's do that first.
okay.
I want no tripping hazards.
Yeah, you can certainly throw the loop around the now let's see. So it's
I don't even need
broken
to throw
inward.
it, right? Because I can.
Yeah, you can reach in and get some of it.
What
sure.
are the historian and the lieutenant doing through all this?
I can walk up and then tie the loop around it and then run away.
Yeah, at what point they're going to get tired and say, we're going back.
Anytime the historian's like, okay, I'm bored, I'm going to leave. I'm going to make something exciting. Oh, what's that over there? And kind of like hook his dumbass back in.
So the lieutenant and the guard are
make it a fire.
They're how to put this?
Stripping the demon for parts.
They are sort of taking their cue from the magic user, and for the moment, he's kind of intrigued. It's like, that there may be some interesting
that might actually work
stuff in there of
this guy's not a complete idiot.
So for the moment, he's if this would actually work, maybe we could get some stuff out of there for the museum, and that would be a good thing. So that seems to be his attitude, although he's not saying that. You might recall that he did send in a telekinesis.
Are there actual bodies in there, or are they all decomposed skeletons?
There are no bodies at this point.
Okay, just checking. That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, there are skeletons and remnants of So.
Well, the seal happened like 500 years ago, right?
Yep.
Right.
So everything in here should be, at least 500 years old.
One would think.
And of course, the new stuff that was there was dragged out because spiders and other purposes, perhaps. So there are no new bodies well within.
Nothing you could shoot with a bow and then drag out.
Correct. Now, if you had a grappler bow.
Well, yeah.
The claw.
Is there might there be any with all those mining supplies?
I don't think you saw any grappling hooks. I don't recall any.
There's a bunch
But
of
maybe.
ladders.
There are a bunch of ladders. That's true.
We could use those hook stuff, right? Go out
Just
there,
drop
get
the
that last rung
ladder on
around
it and then
something.
pull the ladder out.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're about as lucky with that as I am with throwing the lasso. I don't know that that would mechanically give us all that many more points in being successful.
I would have to agree. Yeah. If you're successful with the ladder, you're going to drag stuff partway. Well, if you could get it into the zone where you could grab it, that would make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's something to that.
Just drag it halfway.
Yeah. All right, what are you going to do?
I mean, unless someone else goes to get the ladder, Runt is just going to keep doing this. He's going to clear away the debris, so he's got an easy, less likely to trip on the way out, and then try to get whatever body it was that had caught Wes's attention.
Yeah, Wes will go try get a ladder.
Okay.
That long
So
one right there is 5 hexes long.
All right, so go ahead and make a dex times. Oh, you said you're going to clear the entry a bit so that you're not okay. So you know the time frame, so you won't get zapped. All right, so we'll say that you're successful in clearing a spot out that you can jump into. Now, that said, it's not. It's a what's it called? What are they called? An annulus, right? So it's a round opening. So there's a threshold that you still have to step over.
Sure.
But you can clear the debris out on the opposite side of that, so you've got a landing. Even so, we'll call it dex times 4. So fail a dex times.
Holy cow!
Oh my god.
The dice tell the best stories.
Okay, so Runt's like, okay, I've got this nice clear spot. All right, I'm going in, and whack, he falls flat.
I mean, dex times 4 for me is 76.
Okay.
Jesus.
Wow. What's your dex strike rank?
My dex strike rank was 1.
Okay. So can you move in 3 segments, right? So you step in, that's, well, okay, maybe I shouldn't penalize you. So stepping in includes the fall. So that's segment 1. Segment 2 will be consumed by your dex strike rank. So that gives you 3 segments to get out of the line of fire.
What if his fumble sprained your ankle?
All he has to do is crawl. So how far can you crawl in 3 segments, assuming that you actually started crawling that quickly, which it's movement. It's not like it's combat.
Lose next
So,
D3 actions.
What's that?
Lose next D3 actions.
He hits his head.
I mean, it's 100. That's bad.
Oh, man. Is there a maneuvering fumble table? I know there is one in ice, but God,
Not in Quest.
no, I didn't think so.
I get the melee and the missile one, and that's about it.
All right. So generally, on a fumble, high is bad, low is not as bad. So go ahead and roll another D100. Rolling high is bad. Rolling low is better.
It's not as bad.
Not as bad. All right. So here's what we're going to do. It's going to shoot at you, and I will give you partial cover from the seal. It's the
From being
annulus.
prone.
Yeah. So you scramble back over the threshold, trying to get out of the line of fire. I will give you a I'll give you a D4 areas that are not covered. Okay, 2 areas not covered.
Same thing. I dive over and my ass and my right leg is hanging out.
All right. So it
I'm gonna get
shoots,
Forrest dumped here one way or another.
and it's going to hit location number 1. You said right leg?
Uh-huh.
What? Does anybody have the missile table up?
Oh, yeah. Right leg is 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, it hits your right leg. That sucks. All right. Ow.
Oh yeah. I expect to lose my leg here.
Raymond!
No, that's not a Raymond thing.
Wow. How much can your leg take?
My right leg has 5 hit points and 2 armor.
Okay. So okay. You lose your right leg.
Outright
As
triple
in,
damage?
after subtracting the 2 points for armor, it's more than triple damage. So the beam will cut through your leg. What remains, I mean, there's, foot and calf that remains on the ground. So, stump below the knee or something. Ow! So you took a total of twice the leg damage, which is what, 10 points.
My leg was, oh yeah, that's 10 points, yes. Which puts me down to 4 left total.
And you hear everybody gasp, "Gads!"
Son of a bitch!
Wow. Oh my god.
I start screaming. It hurts.
Oh. Ow. It is cauterized though.
Oh, that's good.
Does isn't magic or can magic reattach limbs?
The problem is there's a 10 centimeter portion that's missing. So yeah, you could attach it, but he'd be 10
You're kind of
centimeters
short.
short
Yeah,
of
he's,
that.
he's a little short on the left side.
Are there any regrow limb spells?
There are. I don't think anybody here has one though.
No, that seems to be way out of
They're
the
a bit
level of where
higher
we're
than
at.
5th level.
Does that hurt?
Probably in shock.
So the lieutenant's going to run up, and she is going to rest a hand on you.
Oh, she's gonna do that paladin crap.
And you get 1 point back.
Seriously?
I mean, Tindo has power and healing spells.
Yes, he does. She'll drag you back, leaving your remnant behind. Oh man, that's bad. Wow. Okay.
Hey, Stumpy, what are we going to do now?
Sorry, Wes. I couldn't. I
Dude,
couldn't get you
what
the
happened?
thing.
Here's the ladder.
Right.
I don't think I can climb a ladder right now.
Oh my god. Okay, so Raymond or Tindo, they're gonna patch you up.
Tindo can. I don't know what I rolled to make that happen.
He'll probably do the 3d6 spell, I would expect.
I thought they were 3d4.
I'm sorry, 3d4. You're right.
Okay. Nobody's woken me up yet, so
Yeah,
Tinder's
Oh,
gonna be doing
when
it.
he
was
started
screaming.
screaming, I'm pretty sure you woke up.
Oh, fine. But I would agree with you. I think Tindo would do what is it? The healing 3.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can roll for him, but
Somebody roll for it.
Sure, I don't know spell stuff, so go ahead and roll for it.
that's 9 points.
Okay.
9 plus the 1 from the paladin is 10. So I'm fully
Yep.
healed. I just don't have a leg.
And I'm sure it still hurts.
Oh yeah.
Ow. Be glad it wasn't your head.
True. That hurts. So is there any reason we should be staying here at this point?
Nope. 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 I'm good.
So the lieutenant will say, I could carve a peg leg for you.
Yeah. No, I'm probably gonna have to go work on that or something. Kind of leaning on Tindo and hopping around.
I'll put Runt on my back.
Fireman's
And
carry out.
And drag him through that
Something
1.5
like
foot
that.
hall area.
Oh no, I'll push him through that.
Yeah, I mean,
He's got
I
his
still
hip
have
point.
a leg.
Yeah, I mean he
You'll-
can work his way through that. It's just like
Yeah.
Lieutenant
walking
Dan.
stuff. He's slow.
Well, there's a ladder. You could do
Lieutenant Dan. I just
could-
watched that.
you could do a.
I was going for Forrest Gump and I got Lieutenant Dan.
Oh man.
What the hell, you tombstone?
All right, we're gonna retreat. Okay. Retreat. Run away. All right, there are no encounters on the way out.
Good.
Wow. That's what you get for playing with laser beams.
And I bet you thought it was gonna be me, huh?
I mean, I
Alexander's
literally
gonna go back
said,
in there and grab more toys, and he's gonna get lasered for it.
I said, this is going to go until I roll a fumble, and then I take damage. Instead of it taking a while, I just got it out of the way on the first one.
Oh my god.
You're right. You're right.
How prophetic. That's awesome. All right, you're out.
Yay, we're out.
So, the historian is, once you get out, you're going to rest up. The following day, he's going to say, not sure there's much more we can learn here without a more extensive stay. Meaning, we're going to need additional troops, and we're going to need to occupy the area.
There's still
Certainly.
more mines to be discovered as well.
I'm pretty sure there's nothing else of interest aside from the gateway. Right.
And
So
if we leave, then the Spider Witch will have time to recover. This would be Tindo,
And get away.
not Runt.
no, I think the point is additional resources are required.
For that.
We need to establish a presence within the mine, one sufficient to deal with, and possibly close off that passage that she came, or that she went down.
There's a whole section of that passage that we haven't even gone to yet.
Yes, well, I'm confident that
I mean, that the miners broke through. We went one direction. There's still the entire other side.
yeah, I think my point is simply that there is nothing else of interest in my mind that would supersede the importance of the gate, the circle of stealth, the fourth corner of the circle of stealth.
What if there's another
So,
gate?
unlikely.
Oh, good to know.
No, they were hidden. Their whole point was to lock things away such that the enemy would not have access to them. Which, obviously, with the witch and the spiders, there is a risk. Should they bring sufficient resources to access the portal, however unlikely that may be, it now falls to the Baron to decide whether or not to dispatch forces to secure it from them. And I have some confidence that he will do just that. So, we are returning to Kars. And we will assess what to do from there.
I'm assuming at this point that we are returning to Kars tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah, we'll spend the night, rest up. In the morning, we'll pack and go.
All right. I've forgotten. Does our contract require us to go back to Kars, or have we fulfilled our contract at this point?
Do you want to get paid?
Oh, fair. I'm just asking. I'm going back anyway. I'm just curious.
I presume you would like.
This is a Steve question, not a Raymond question.
Have you? Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Technically,
It doesn't
you
matter.
have fulfilled.
I'm going to sleep.
Okay. All right. So, you will hear some conversation among the guards as to the disposition of the older gentleman who was recovered. It seems that some of them want to prosecute him. However, the girl in question is opposed to that, saying that he is her child's presumably only other living relative. So there seems to be some consternation, at least among the guard, as to what to do with him. But the lieutenant will take that particular problem out of their hands by saying it's not your problem. Let it be. Okay. So you make your way back to Kars. One of the guards, though, will ask, well, what about the treasure he promised?
Oh, at his village?
And the lieutenant will just give the stink eye to that. Okay. Anything? There are no encounters on the way back. That is to say, nothing of significance. You will, of course, pass farmers and travelers along the road, villages and such as you go. So Is there anything you want to do prior to arriving in Kars?
I don't think so.
Okay. So once you arrive at Kars, the lieutenant will remind you that there will be a debriefing during which you will be asked to supply anything and everything, or itemize anything and everything that was recovered from the mines. This, of course, will be done separately and individually with the assessors. The assessors, she will remind you, are appointees of the appointees by the Duke via the Chamberlain of the Mages Guild. And she will quietly remind you that they employ truth-knowing spells in this interview, so don't lie. Clear enough?
Definitely.
Good. Yeah, so rest up. I would expect the interviews to occur during the week, after which time the assessments will be made, and I'm sure your disbursements would come from Mr. Herman himself. So, very nice traveling with you, and good day. So, you appear to be left to your own devices.
In town?
Uh-huh.
We were discussing at one point about getting a residence.
You were.
Did that ever get anywhere? I don't remember anymore.
You turned that over to Herman.
So we're like looking for. We're
Yeah,
actually looking for a house?
or an apartment or
Or just
something.
well,
But
if we
yeah,
do an apartment, we have to do like a
rent.
multi-room
Yeah.
kind of thing. Because
Yeah. So yes,
how many of us?
there was
5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. The only other thing that Wes is interested in is if there are any weaponsmiths in town, or are they tied directly to the castle, and if there are any silversmiths in town.
The answer to all of the above is yes. There are weaponsmiths. Yes, there are weaponsmiths that cater specifically to the keep. And yes, there are silversmiths.
But they're also independent weaponsmiths?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think that we've missed the very important question. Before Tindo leaves, Tindo and I will take Runt to the temple and say, my friend here is now a bit uneven. Is there any way you can level him out?
Oh, did you bring the other part?
What other part?
The one you left behind.
But there's a
It
section
was
that'd be
pretty much
missing.
disintegrated below this.
Mhm,
I see.
mhm.
Ow, that must have hurt.
It was not my most favorite experience.
Um,
I kind of wiggle it. I still feel like I can feel it though.
Doubly so for a second story, man.
Yeah, I
Can
bet
you
your
put a
foot
sock
itches,
on that?
doesn't it?
Put a sock on it, wiggle your toes. Oh, wow, that's bad.
Yes, that's why we came to the miracle workers.
So the short answer is yes. The long answer is this is expensive.
We can talk about expensive. I want to start with it's possible.
Yes, it is possible.
Okay.
The Temple of Lorath, in particular.
The Temple of Lorath here.
Yes.
Okay. Ballpark, how much are we looking at?
So, are you actually going to the temple to discuss this? Or,
Sure.
okay. So the lieutenant is there.
No, like guys, no, let's just give me a fancy little peg and let's call it good. Like, we don't need to throw all our money away for this. It's just a leg.
That's why you have two of them? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I
Let's
knew
at
the
least-
risks.
Let's at least find out how much we're talking about.
I expect it to be like more than what we're making for this job.
And we'll find out.
So the lieutenant will kind of look cockeyed at you and say, I don't think you fully appreciate the value of what has been discovered.
That the laser can shoot my leg off in like a second as I trip. Oh no, I think I appreciate learning that lesson.
She'll kind of chuckle. That's not quite what I meant. But yes, the artifacts that you recovered, the discovery of the um, portal, um, you really don't get it, do you?
I mean, it was like a tomb. There's some dead people inside. I really like your cool sword. I hope you get to keep it.
I'm just letting him talk, by the way.
So, by the way, she's not. You don't see the sword on her person at this point, and
That's fine, but I'll still say I hope you get to keep it.
Yes, well, that's not for me to decide.
For us to decide.
It's in the hands of the assessors at the moment.
I mean, if they hand it over to some nobleman who's going to sit it on a shelf versus the good that you could do with it in your hands, I mean,
Just
I didn't
damn
give
him.
my right leg for that to sit on a trophy shelf.
Oh, that's great. You can see that she is conflicted about all that.
Like, you smacked that demon in the head and it went "Blah!" Like, come on.
Yes, well, as I said, the terms of the uh, contract under which you were operating are very clear. And it is not within my purview to make any or lay any claims upon it. In any case, I'm sure the bill, as it were, can be debted to the discoveries that you have made.
That was certainly my hope.
Again, guys, we don't need to waste all of my money for.
Boy, that was a Freudian slip.
My suggestion, she will continue, is that you consult with Herman, and while you feel it may not be necessary or desirable, it's certainly a choice that you can make. But I suspect that I suspect there's considerably greater value in your discoveries than you're giving credit.
It was my intent to gather information today, so I do very much appreciate your counsel. Thank you.
You're welcome. And yes, well, we'll see how it all plays out.
We will. Thank you again.
You're welcome. So where are you going from there?
I'm still waiting to find out how much it would actually cost to get this leg fixed.
We have a carpenter with us, right?
Yes.
Could they have made me crutches?
He could. That's Alvis, right?
Yeah, it was Alvis.
Okay. And to your question specifically, I'm going to have to do some research on that. I don't know what the exact value is.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is expensive. It's a higher level spell. It takes a fair amount of time and power to do it.
5,000 gold
Hundreds or
piece pearl?
thousands.
I'm sorry, they're talking over each other.
Go ahead, Wes.
I was just making a comment about a 5,000 gold piece pearl.
Probably less than that, I think. But no, I don't have a specific answer for what it would cost to cast that particular spell at this particular moment. Is there anything else you want to do? Between
Nothing in particular. I keep my eye out for Hedda, but
okay.
that's more for my amusement value than anything else.
You can make a luck roll, power times 2.
Yeah, like I can do that. Oh, that is so close.
Anything's
Nope.
possible.
Okay.
I missed it by 3.
You do not randomly run into her.
Okay. Speaking of which, let me get my mojo back.
Okay, so later in the week, you'll get a couple of days to recuperate, and then there'll be invitations to interview with the assessors.
Before we go into the interviews, refresh my memory because it's been a month. Who knows about the dragon?
What dragon? Sam?
The egg.
Oh, the egg.
Everybody.
Okay, so we did turn it in by the appropriate channels.
Yes.
Eventually.
Okay, cool. That's all I wanted to know. So there's nothing I have to lie about.
And yes, it did return successfully. That is,
Yay.
its arrival in Karst was not as an omelet and was not cracked.
Healthier than I am.
Frankly, that alone could probably get Brent's leg back, but
again, we don't need to waste all of our money on a leg that was so weak that it got shot off in one shot anyways.
I'm not going to make you grow it back, but I want to know how much it is so that we have the option.
I know, and I appreciate that. And Runt would too, but he's going to put on a strong show about it. It's fine. It's fine. People lose legs all the time. Look at Pirate.
Yeah.
I'm a second story man. What do I need legs for?
I'll figure it out.
Just call him Stumpy.
Mm-hmm.
Or Thumpy. Give him a little wooden leg. He'll thump around. It'll be great. Gimpy.
And he can start a bar.
Oh, you could give him a short little cane and say, going downstairs here, walk like this. All right. So, no, I'm not going to do the individual interviews. There are some basic questions. Is anybody going to lie? Are you going to turn over everything? If the answer to either of those questions is no, then tell me.
I don't believe I have any reason to lie at this point. So
yeah, I'm not going to lie.
We didn't find any of those things that I found valuable enough to be worth lying. But if we had found Bloodstone, I was prepared to kill everyone in that adventuring party.
Okay. It may be possible that you could fool yourself. And if that is what you're attempting to do, that's going to be a power roll. Is
What?
that you're trying to convince yourself that I didn't find anything of value as you sit on
No.
100,000.
That's not what I said.
Oh, okay.
I didn't find. We never came across the benchmarks I had set to where I said, okay, this is more valuable to me than our deal. So yes, everything we found, I'm honest about because it
Okay.
wasn't of the this is too valuable to hand over.
Okay.
Runt will specifically call out in that interview process that the sword belongs in the lieutenant's hands, and really play up the the usefulness of it in her care.
Uh, one of them will ask, do the rest of your party share your sentiments in that regard?
I don't know. We'd have to talk to everyone. But I do.
Okay. So it may be that some people will have secondary interviews, but everyone will be asked that question.
Oh, Wes believes so. Because that's of value to the entire barony.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I don't know everybody in the barony, so I cannot say that is the best use of the sword, but I will say it's a damn good one.
Okay. Is anyone dissenting? Alexander is the only one we haven't heard from. Okay.
Silence
Not
is
hearing.
consent.
Yep. Silence is consent. All right. Okay. Well, they will take your considerations under advisement. Okay. So you are continuing to stay at the inn for the moment. Yes, Herman will join you there at some point after the interviews and tell you that once we have the assessment, we will reconvene and make arrangements for a disbursement. He will also say that the discovery of the
Spider Witch?
corner, no, the
Oh.
discovery of the corner of Stolth is a significant discovery. That in and of itself is of considerable value. And he will pose a question. I know that you have expressed some interest in returning to Tilgar. It may be possible to swing a boat if you are so interested or inclined. Though I would hate to lose you as valuable assets. Well, why don't you think about that? And we can talk further. Boy, that shut up everybody, didn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we
I-
leave it? Why don't we leave it there? It's
Okay.
it's a little bit. It's a bit early, but I think there's a bit to think about. One, what is the cost of casting that particular spell? Two, is the party interested in taking some of their compensation in the form of a boat?
Just to fuel the conversation for the next 2 weeks, is there enough that we could do both?
Well, Herman will say it's possible that the church may compensate for the blade. However, it's also possible that since there's a willingness on your parts to relinquish the blade in favor of the lieutenant, there's likely to be some discussion about what that actually represents monetarily. I, of course, am going to argue that you should be compensated the full value of the blade, in which case they may simply give you the blade and, you know, but, do with it as you will. Unfortunately, though, that represents a fairly large sum.
So now that they've had presumably some professional people looking at this blade, what is it? Exactly.
It appears to be a holy weapon.
Okay.
There's you would have to get it into the hands of someone like the lieutenant. I forget her name, but he would have used her name. And I might add that revelation is somewhat surprising to many.
I got that impression.
I don't know that anyone saw that in her, let alone herself, perhaps. In any case, yes, the discovery of the blade actually is both has historical significance as well as magical interest. I don't know that anyone knows how to make those these days. Not even Zig.
That.
So it is of considerable value in many regards. My best guess is that again there are those who will take your willingness to simply give it to her as as a gift on your part.
I suspect that there may be some misunderstanding about what we were saying, which I'm sure you will take care of.
Yes, as I said, the argument will be made, and I have every expectation that the church will not recompense.
In any case, I have faith in you that you will figure it out.
Well, yes, the backers would look unkindly if not. So,
That was
a lot of us stand to lose if that were to come to pass, and it seems unlikely that it will. So,
as you know, we were asked our opinion,
yes, indeed.
and as I said, my opinion is that is a good place for it to end up. The mechanics of how it ends up, of course, will be fulfilled by our contract. But again, I'm telling you how to do your job, and I shouldn't do that. So I apologize.
So, the discovery of the dagger, a terrible, horrid thing indeed.
The Elvish dagger?
Look, no, the evil dagger.
Wasn't the undead thing an actual short sword?
I thought it was a short sword.
I'm sorry, short sword.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So yes, you've done remarkably well, and certainly are due your accolades. But let's allow the assessors to complete their work, and at our next meeting, we shall certainly celebrate.
Of course.
But do think whether or not you would be interested in a ship, one fully capable of traveling to Telgar, if that is your desire.
It is an unexpected opportunity.
Yes, it is.
Yes, well, ships are expensive, of course.
Indeed.
But as I said, you've done remarkably well. So, I'll take up no more of your time. He'll leave a bag of coin on the table for all of you. I, of course, will include this as part of your compensation, but you need to live in the meantime.
Thank you.
No, don't ask me what's in there. I don't know yet, but it's enough to get by for several weeks.
Well, I believe we still have enough to get by for several weeks.
I don't know that he knows what's in your pockets.
Well, that's true.
And it's just an advance on our wages anyway.
Yep.
So
it is.
It's not like he's giving us anything.
Mm-hmm.
No. But he wants you to be comfortable, and he wants you to be happy in his employment.
We are still somewhat a reflection on him as well, so we have to play the part.
Exactly. All right. Well, so yeah. Mm-hmm.
Out of character, what mechanically can I expect for not having my leg?
Well, you're going to take a hit on your dexterity.
But not a global hit, just a maneuver hit. So no, but I'm saying for hand-eye coordination, you wouldn't take that hit.
Well, if it's a missile weapon, that may be true. If it's hand-to-hand combat, not so much. So yeah, you're going to take a hit. And I've got some parameters. There's some discussion about it in some of the literature I have, so I'll have to review that and consider how to implement it. Sure. It could be like a minus 10% on maneuver or something, or it could be a subtraction to dexterity generally. So I'll just have to review that and think about it.
Okay.
On the other hand, if you allow them to do the regeneration, it won't be a problem. So, so the way I'm going to do this, just so you kind of got it in your heads, I know everything that was recovered. I'll have a value for that, plus the value of the discovery itself. you get your portion of it, and that is going to create a range from which you could, quote unquote, buy things back, right? So if there's items that you want, the egg, a sword, a dagger, a boat, whatever it might be, that would come out of that value.
Mhm.
Oh, did I mention a leg?
We have a leg? That was part of the find, or is that part of the cost?
Well, you could have found a leg, a gooey one, missing part of it, but yes.
I think while they're figuring this out, we need to go on a side quest and find the leg of Vecna.
Oh man, that is awesome.
And we just give Runt the leg of Vecna.
The leg of
The
Vecna.
leg of Vecna.
Now, is it
Sure.
actually the leg of Vecna, or is it the leg of Kaz? Because,
Forked leg.
forked leg.
I thought that Vecna was all the body parts, and like Kaz was like the sword, and
Yeah, but he
he
was
was
like,
more the weapons guy.
yeah, but I'd rather have his leg than crappy old wizard.
Yeah.
I mean, the hand of Vecna is not shabby.
Well, there is that. You could cut your hand off. Oh, I know where you could get that done. Just, hang it out there. Like,
Yeah.
"Woo, right here."
Good. I'm not opposed to playing Runt with a peg leg. So I know that mechanically people are like, hey, this is a penalty, but depending on what that penalty is, it's still going to just be fun to run around with a peg leg.
Your hit points go up to 8.
My hit points go up to 8.
Yeah, the peg leg
Yeah,
has
it's
8
about-
hit points.
You really read it? Wow.
And
Oh.
you can keep spares.
You could armor it,
Yeah.
right? You could put like a plate peg leg.
Well, I mean,
Oh, that's
if
true
I
too.
have a fake leg, right, I could have like basically a bandolier leg that you hide under pants and just like continue to pull knives out of it forever.
Oh my god. It's a hollow peg leg.
Where do you keep getting those?
And then at the end, it's spring loaded, so you can shoot the leg at the bad guys.
Yeah.
Oh my god. He's going to use it to propel himself over like obstacles. Boing!
Finally make my climb rolls.
It's a pogo leg.
That's right. Who needs to make a climb roll when you can just jump?
Oh my god.
I cannot imagine how painful it would be to pogo on the stump of your severed leg.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's true.
man.
Probably be just excruciating.
I don't
It's
know.
magical.
I don't know anybody I could ask.
You'd have to get an eye patch and a blow up parrot.
I mean, I could do those things for fun.
Yeah, it's got a bladder you put under your arm.
Well, I like the idea of wearing an eye patch and constantly switching which eye it's on because I don't actually need it.
Oh my god, that's good. All right. Do we want to go over the list of stuff you found?
I think if you just post it on the Discord at some point, that would be fine. I don't need to hear it now.
All right. Well, I've
Yeah, that's good.
got two-handed sword. Does anyone want to add anything else to it?
We've got the elven dagger.
The
Somehow
undead
I don't think
sword.
we're getting that back regardless.
Yeah, but we need the point value for everything. So
Correct.
we've got the elven dagger, I believe. What other sword did we get? We got the other sword that Raymond picked up.
Mm-hmm. That's broadsword.
Yep.
Elven dagger, broadsword. You found the icky dagger.
Yes, the icky dagger.
Found the gate.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an actual gold piece value attached to that. I mean, there is, but I don't think there's a line in the book saying gate 5,000 gold pieces.
There's definitely a value associated with the discovery of the
Yeah,
fourth
yeah,
quarter of the Circle of Stealth.
That's pretty cool. Well, that's good though, because that's like all of those are hidden. So finding one of those is huge for everyone involved.
Yes, it is. Imagine if they can actually get into it. Okay. Yeah, sword, broadsword, elven dagger, icky dagger. What else did you find?
Ooh, the shoulder pauldron.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Pauldron.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
I don't remember anything, but we've been going through this thing for months, so
Mm-hmm. We have been down here for a minute.
The egg. Eggy.
yeah, the
Oh,
egg.
did we find gems also? Like where the egg was? Wasn't
Yes.
it a rune
Yes.
of
That's
gems?
right.
There
Yep,
was the runes,
gems.
the Nordic thank you.
In gems, yes.
Yes.
Still no idea who that thank you was to.
I believe it was us.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Really? Still? I think we cleared out the spider that was trapping whoever was in there.
Yeah, we also rescued 2 people, but I doubt that has a cash value.
Of course, that's weird.
Yeah, it's a weregild. That's true. I don't know that her family has much in the way of value, though.
And all that treasure is hidden.
Well, that's a different matter, isn't it? So, yeah, that's something
And
you could follow up on.
what about compensation for the things that we actually killed? Right? So in
True,
clearing
true.
out the mines, that opens the mine back up for work, right?
For all the stuff that should have been drug out of the vault, there should be more stuff around. That's the thing that I've got a concern about. Where did it go?
Yeah.
There's only like 2 things floating around in here when you got that whole section of stuff that's missing.
Maybe we just didn't finish covering everything in the mine.
We didn't.
We didn't.
Mm. Well, it's nothing stopping you from going back.
No.
Or, well, maybe. It depends on when you go,
Yeah,
I
weren't they going
suppose.
to like station folks out there or something?
Well, they are, yes, that's true. There, in fact, is going to be an army that's going to go out there and occupy the area. And whether they put it back to service or not, I'm not sure yet. I'll have to think about that. They may, once they take control of it and, block off the access, well, block it off, but limit access to where the gate is, the rest of it could still be mined. So that's probably what's going to happen.
And then the strange murders start happening.
That's right.
Can you imagine a couple of miners go in, find this thing, break it down, walk in? Wow, look at that.
Pop, pop, pop.
Yeah, somebody dies and the other guy gets out with the dagger and, it possesses him, of course. And then he goes around killing people,
Yeah, that's pretty
trading
gruesome.
undead.
So, how did the walking rat come about?
Good question.
Was that the original?
I don't think it's been discovered.
No.
Mm.
Let's
Although it
first
is
we
a
start
cursed
throwing
dagger.
whiskers.
It is a cursed dagger. All right. If there's nothing else to do in town while we wait for the assessment to come back,
About
I
how
think
long
we
will that
can.
take after we get back?
So they're going to let you rest for a couple of days.
Mhm.
They're going to review the story from the magic user and the guards, and then they'll call you in for your interviews. So that's like 4 days later.
Okay.
Your interviews would be done over a couple of days, and they have to call you back in for another. So that's what, 4, 7, that's a week. So a week's time is going to go by.
Okay.
And then it's going to be a couple days for them to have their conference about, all right, what, what are we going to, quote unquote, give for the value of the discovery itself, plus all the other stuff. And then they come to a number, and then they share that number with Herman, and then Herman's going to distribute to you guys. Or disperse, I guess I should say. But that's going to involve a conversation with him about, okay, here's your value. Here's what these items, what you could use the total value to get
Right.
stuff.
Right.
And of the stuff, the sword is not an option and the dagger is not an option. But as far as I can tell, everything else could potentially be purchased, because there's nothing in there that is risky, so to speak.
So you said dagger, you meant the undead sword.
No, I meant the elven dagger. Correct. The short sword is not in the list.
Of acquirable items because it's dangerous.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. I was just making sure I had that
But it
straight.
should be in terms of value.
I don't think so.
Because if we hadn't found it, it would still be circulating in their population.
I suppose that's true. So taking it out of circulation might have some value.
No, that's
I'll
been
think
able
about
to
that.
study it. I mean, it's got magical properties.
Yeah, it's not going to be studied. It's going to be put in a vault and locked away.
Chickens.
Maybe somebody some point will go, I wonder if we can throw that in Mount Doom and destroy it. But you're right. There may be some value to removing it from circulation, so to speak. I'll think about that.
Okay.
So.
All right. I was just keeping track of that for calendar purposes. That's what I was asking.
Okay, so icky value, $? So I'm pretty sure in the initial discussion with respect to what you would be compensated for, that things of this type would not be compensated for. But you do raise a good point that there is a societal value for removing it from the picture, so to speak.
Yeah, from the world at large.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, if there are no other questions or desire to role play with any of the NPCs,
Not at the moment.
I think, all right, I
Well,
think we can call
Wes
it.
will find himself from time to time wandering down near the temple area. See if he might bump into Prim.
Runt would go looking for Hedda, but again, that doesn't have to be tonight.
You mean stumping for Hedda?
Yeah.
Oof. Oof. Too soon.
Never too soon. I love it.
Oh, do we get to roll?
Poor guy can't even walk around, and you're taking him for a.
You have to go down by the boardwalk, right? Because it'll thump better on the
Right.
boardwalk.
Creak.
Chunk.
Creak.
Chunk. Yeah.
Roll for check marks?
Yes, we can certainly do that.
Lot. I have so many check marks.
I mean, definitely roll check marks. Feel free to do that.
Okay. Good to go. I think it'll be everything that I was thinking of.
Yeah. Does anyone need me for check marks?
And we're rolling
Do not
higher than our
believe,
score,
sir.
right?
Yes, you want to roll higher than. Does anybody
Fudge.
have a power check mark?
No.
Oh, that's awesome. No.
Did I get it? I mean, I made a whole lot of power rolls, but I don't think any of them yielded a check mark.
Okay.
Oh, sick.
I mean, I succeeded at them, but they were all power times 3, right? You said you need a power times 2 to get a check mark.
Power times 1.
Power times 1. Yeah, I don't know that we made any power
Oh,
times 1.
All right. All right. Well, yeah. Roll off your check marks. Note appropriately. And 2 weeks, I believe. So that puts us on the 6th.
Is the intent
August?
that we
no.
we're like
Crit.
retiring Tind here?
Say that again.
Is the intent that we're retiring Tindo here?
I don't know what's happening with David. There's he's got stuff going on in his life,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure what
Oh.
his long-term plan is. But I think yes, for the moment, both he and
Paul Alvis's character.
Alvis's character will stay here. No, which is okay. I mean, Diancact and Lorath get along pretty well, so you can always find him at the temple here.
I was wondering if someone needs to go roll off Tind's check marks.
That should be done, yes. Yeah, feel free to do that.
Okay, the 6th is Gen Con, and I've got 3 games that day, so I will not be able to play.
All right. Well, that being the case, we can look for an interim date. But we can do that in the week or something.
Cool.
Figure out if there's a window we can get in for a makeup day.
If you wanted to push it up to the 30th, I could do that. But I can't push down to the 13th because I got a company outing that night.
Okay. I have to look at my calendar for Saturday, the
Sure thing.
30th. Yeah. But we'll consider that an option. Is
Okay.
that a possibility for others?
Yeah, it works for me.
I'm typically pretty open for Saturdays.
Okay, Steve?
Did he jump out already?
Yeah, he's already gone.
All right.